2 days after Donald Trump said he wants to take over the island.
Now, do you really think that's going to happen?
Do I think that they're going to increase their defense spending? Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what could they possibly even remotely think about increasing? And why would you even think that?
That's what they said.
Oh, so they said it, so you believe it, right?
Yes. If a country says, hey, I'm going to do this, especially a country like Denmark, right? The Kingdom of Denmark. If they're like, yeah, we're going to increase our defense spending in Greenland to around I think it was 2.5 or 1.5 billion dollars. I'm not inclined to say, oh yeah, they're lying. Why would they make the whole statement then?
They're going to increase at $1.5 billion. One of our missiles
in equivalence. Yeah, equivalence.
Just one of our missiles is $3.9 billion. So that's
one of our missile. I don't know what missile you're talking about that costs $4 billion. What missile could you possibly be talking about that costs $4 billion? But
it's a MOAB. If you know what a MOAB
you're
is.
Good, bro. You're good, bro. But yes, I do think that they're going to do that.
You know, it's a MOAB and it's a pack. There's a 2-pack. It's $4 billion. But I get what you're saying, and I don't believe it. But I mean, if you really think that, then I don't know what else to tell you. I think
wait, I'm sorry. Do you think that like Denmark's just lying about this? They're just like, they're going to bluff. They're going to say, yeah, we're going to increase our defense spending.
No, because I really think they're going to increase their spending no matter who's in office anyway. Everybody does it every year fiscally. So
wait,
I mean,
you can
say
think they're going to, just 2 days after Donald Trump announced that he wants to take Greenland, do you think that's just like a coincidence or what?
Yeah, because what did people do at the end of the? we just did a CR the other day, right? Everybody does that at the end of the year. You know, they rearrange their spending for the year. Everybody does that.
Yeah, I don't think everybody does that. I mean, by the way, it doesn't matter.
Fiscally they do, but
not even. And there's not everybody does that. There are different countries that work differently. So the Kingdom of Denmark being like, yeah. By the way, it's not the Kingdom of Denmark saying, yeah, for Denmark as a whole. It's the Kingdom of Denmark saying, yeah, specifically for Greenland, we're increasing the funding, the defense spending to $1.5 billion or an additional $1.5 billion equivalent in their currency. That to me is not good. And the fact that we have Mexico putting out statements condemning Trump, we have Justin Trudeau having to go to Mar-a-Lago to negotiate with Trump. We have Colombia, we have Panama. All these countries are not fans of Donald Trump. That is not good news, frankly. That's bad news. That's not the fact that Donald Trump isn't even in office yet and he's already beefing with our allies. Wow. I mean, wow. You're off the live, by the way. I can't hear you. I don't know if you know that. He perhaps got a phone call. God, bruh. We'll see if he comes back. In the meantime, Desiree, thanks for the $5. Yeah. Merry Christmas, Harry. Merry Christmas, Harry. I got accepted to college to finish my degree. Hope you feel better. Desiree, congratulations. You're going to kill it. You're going to do so well. You're going to do so well. Sorry, what was that?
So now you were beefing about the Panama Canal too, right?
Yes, I was, yeah.
So you don't think we have any ties to that at all?
No, I know the United States at one point owned the Panama Canal. But I don't think that we can just say, hey, this used to be ours, so now we're going to take it back. We're going to violate somebody's sovereignty.
You don't have any issues with the exorbitant fees that Panama's been charging?
What exorbitant fees?
What are you talking about?
What exorbitant fees?
From entering and using the Panama Canal.
Yeah, what exorbitant fees? Like, how are the fees exorbitant?
Because the United States is paying the most to get our... Most. Absolutely. Look at the chart.
We're paying in terms of fees, like in the actual amount that fees equal. Yeah, the United States uses the Panama Canal for like 40 to 50% of our trades. So it makes sense why we pay a lot of into the Panama Canal, but we're not paying like a higher rate than another country is.
Actually, we are for tonnage. So if you look at who's controlling those two docks that are in there, who's controlling those? Who sets the rates for the Panama fee challenge?
Isn't it Panama?
No, it's China.
China does not. That's fucking nonsense. That's nonsense. The Panama sets those rates.
No, see, now I'm going to call you out on that.
Then call me out. Because
you're wrong.
Prove me wrong. China
is running the two docks that are
no. I'm talking about getting through the canal. In order for the United States to get through a United States trader or shipper, whatever. When we go through the Panama Canal, China's not controlling what the fee is for the Panama Canal.
China controls the fee line coming in for tonnage.
Oh my God! No.
And the Panama, it is, dude.
Source.
It's been all over the place. You can look it up.
Wait, then prove me wrong. I'm telling why on earth would China? Just think about this logically for a second, right? You're asking like who controls the fees? Obviously, it's Panama. Why would China be controlling what the fee is for the United States to travel through the Panama Canal? That makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, so China built 2 of the animated docks on the Panama.
Hold on. I'm just talking about going through the canal, my man.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They invested so much money into the Panama Canal. They literally control what people get charged. I mean, it's
not true.
Oh my God.
Please,
Harry,
I'm waiting for you to prove me wrong.
It's
Give us a
everywhere.
source. You want
Harry,
I'll make it easier on you. What do you want me to look up here? I have my phone in front of me. What do you want me to look up?
Look up how many processing docks does China have on the Panama Canal?
Why am I looking up how many processing docks?
Because they control what comes in and what goes
how
out.
about I just look up who sets the fees for the Panama Canal? Let me clear my throat just because. Let me clear my throat because I love being right. Tolls for the canal are set by the Panama Canal Authority.
Okay.
And are based on the vessel size, vessel type, size, and the type of cargo.
Okay, now you got to Google whatever you just did.
Wow.
How many China docks are located on the Panama Canal?
Wow.
Google it, Harry. Check it out.
No, I will. But I'm happy to do that. How many docks are you guys saying? How many docks are owned by?
Or just
China?
put what influence does China have on the Panama Canal?
Okay. Well, now we've gone from owning to influence.
Well, it's the same thing, but it would just be more broad.
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing coming up. One of the questions on Google is, does China own or control the Panama Canal? And it says, quote, after a period of joint American-Panamanian control, the Panamanian government took control in 1999. It is now managed and operated by the Panamanian government-owned Panama Canal Authority. There's no docks that are, there's no docks, it appears, that are owned by China.
So I'm going to have to look.
Yeah, why, like, why would you think that, like, why would you think that?
What's your source?
I'm looking at The Guardian right now.
Oh, The Guardian? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm going to go with that. That's fair.
Yeah. And there was also Wikipedia, which I know Wikipedia people have problems with, but for the most part, it has sources. But I understand if you're like, No,
I'm not a big fan of it. But so, I mean,
The Guardian as well. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't think that we have any rights to that, I don't understand how
we don't have rights to it. We don't have rights to it.
We should.
Why?
Because we
gave it up.
We built it, and it was under a treaty response that we gave it to them.
Well, I understand. Well, hold on. We, the United States, established with Panama that we give it back to them when President Carter was in office, and now in 1999 they took full control. And just because we gave it up doesn't mean that now we can take it back. Like, what if France came back in and said, you know what, screw the Louisiana Purchase, we want all of that land to the west back?
Well, that's not even close to being anything near that capacity.
Why?
Well, because, I mean, in 1999, we funded the whole thing. The entire thing was funded by our money.
Yeah, and France, like, owned all of, like, the western land.
But that's a purchase of property. France didn't
technically
build it.
Panama also purchased the canal. I think we sold it for like what, $1 or something? I don't know.
Yeah, but France purchased property. We actually built the actual canal itself. Money that we invested into it. It
wasn't just a purchase of the canal; it was a purchase of the land that the canal was on, right? But even if we like built it, it still doesn't change the fact that, like, for example, there were pieces of construction on the Louisiana Purchase that we, the United States, bought from France. So if France came back and said, "Yeah, screw it, we want all of that. We want the Dakotas, the Nebraskas, whatever, Oklahoma," we'd be like, "Well, what the hell are you talking about?" But your argument would be, "Well, since they built it and they had this land before, they should take it back." That makes no sense. Trump's entire suggestion is nonsense. There's no like foreign control. We're not paying more in fines. The Chinese aren't influencing it. It's just this guy has no idea what he's talking about. And like he lives off of pissing people off. So he loves like creating global drama, but that's not a good way to run a country.
Well, I mean, in some ways he does do that, but I think that's his bravado in order to get things done.
What is he getting done? What are we achieving right now? All we've achieved is like pissing off Panama. We're pissing off Colombia. Mexico's annoyed at us. Canada's annoyed at us. Denmark is increasing defense spending. Like, what have we achieved in all of this?
Well, I mean, if you want to look at a lot of the things he's trying to make the wrongs right, Greenland. I'm not a really big fan of what he's doing with Greenland because I really don't know why he's doing that.
With who?
With Denmark and all of the issues that are going on with that, the Greenland issue.
Yeah.
But the Panama Canal, I mean, we spend so much money doing that. And, because we're a rich country, they stick it to us really bad. And, Greenland, I don't know why they're doing that. I have no idea why he's doing that. But, the Panama Canal seriously needs to be looked at because we're spending millions of dollars to move our freight and our military hardware.
I think I just saw that was like $300 million or something like that. Which is for the United States.
That's insane.
That's like nothing.
But that's what. Do you have 300 million, Harry?
No, but I'm not the goddamn United States government.
Okay, but the thing is, though, that's my money. Okay,
it is our money. Yes.
But if everybody like you says it's only 300 million, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
See,
there's never an end.
Matt, I don't understand why you can't conceptualize that $300 million in the context of the United States government is nothing. It's nothing. It's a penny. Like $300 million to the United States government is like $5 to someone making $1 million a year, right?
Okay, so in your way of thinking,
trillions.
And your way of thinking, that was really good that you just said that. So you're thinking that 300 million is like $5. And you said that Denmark went up to $1.5 billion in defense spending, right? So that's like $25.
Yeah. Okay.
That's your philosophy, right? So you're saying that, oh my God, Denmark's all scared. They went at $25 in spending if you're classifying $300 million.
No, it's not about the amount that they're putting into spending, right? I don't think that like Greenland is a threat to the United States' security. But what I'm saying is that the fact that our allies are even doing that, the fact that they're even investing more in spending or in defense spending because of the United States is concerning. We should be working with our allies so they can use that money on like something else. Maybe they can put it to NATO, whatever it might be, but not increasing their own spending because we, the United States, and our narcissistic, egotistical, soon-to-be president is making threats on social media.
Well, that's what okay, so that's what I'm trying to say is about the Greenland thing. There again, I don't know why he's doing that. But I mean, you're just saying that 300 million is it's peanuts to the United States, which we waste more than that daily. I get it, but that's just one facet of the problem. I mean, people say, oh, it's only 300 million, right? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse as it progressively has since 1999. It's gone up 80% since 1999. Where's it going to stop?
Wait, the debt?
No, the fees from going across the Panama Canal.
Well, it's always going to, it's going to continue to go up as like inflation goes up.
And everyone's so afraid of tariffs, right? That is a tariff when you're using the Panama Canal. Well,
it's not a tariff.
It is in a sense, really. So if you can't move from point A to point B, you have to pay to move that line. So what's the difference between a tariff and the fee line from the Panama Canal? There isn't any, really.
One's a tax on that import, and the other is like a fee for
it's a tax to move.
Canal.
It's a tax to move from point A to point B. So
there are shipping fees no matter what you're doing.
No, there isn't. You can drive. The shipping lanes are free. They're all free.
Wait, hold on. If you're like shipping globally, there's going to be fees for shipping globally. Yeah.
But everybody pays those equally.
Sure, so, but I just understand that like if a product has to go through the Panama Canal to be shipped, that's like factored into whatever the cost is. And a fee going through the Panama Canal is like minuscule. I think it was like $1 per ton or something I was reading. Again, don't quote me on that. I was just like kind of scanning over something. So it's like the fee is not that much. Whereas tariffs, having like a 25% tariff on like $1 billion of imports is $250 million. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, but see, the thing is, though, I mean, you contradict yourself pretty good because $250 now is a lot of money. $300 million 5 years ago wasn't. No,
wait.
That's what I mean.
It's in different contexts. $250 million for American consumers is a lot of money, but $300 million for the American government is not a lot of money.
Okay, so now what's the difference between consumers and the American government? Taxation is the citizens of the United States, right? We pay.
Yeah, so taxes are levied on the American citizen, sure.
Yeah. So you're saying the same thing.
No.
What's the difference?
No. Because think about it. Because taxes are paid by every single American, right? Whereas not every single American is buying a product. So if we put a bunch of tariffs on, like, I don't know, goddamn iPhones, right? Specifically iPhones coming from China. Not every single American is buying an iPhone. So the amount that is generated from the tariffs is concentrated on the smaller group of people, whereas taxes are levied across the board for the American people. And also taxes are completely different than, like, the impact of tariffs, because taxes are based on, like, your income, your status, and your deductibles, your children, your college, whatever it might be. Whereas, like, a tariff is just like an increase on the price of products. They're two totally different things.
Oh man, you twist the words really conveniently. So what you do, dude? I mean, you really twist words.
There's no word twisting there. There's no word.
I mean, it's like word salad. You got to really figure out what you just said, and it's really hard.
I feel like everybody in the chat understands what I just said. I feel like it's only you that's struggling.
Well, not really, but what I'm like. So now you mentioned the Panama Canal in Colombia and Greenland and Denmark, right?
Yes.
Now, there's been a lot of things going on in the news about Biden as well, right? And these 37 pardons that he just did, what do you think about those?
Are you talking about pardons or people getting off of death row?
Well, they're getting off to the death row.
Because that's not the same as being pardoned. So there were people that Biden pardoned like a week or two ago. And it was the largest day of clemency in American history. It was like, I don't know, like 20 or 30 people pardoned and like 1,500 granted
clemency.
Yeah. And then recently Biden is going to I don't know if he's done it yet. I actually don't know. But I think he's going to take 37 people off of death row out of 40. And the only reason he's doing that is because he's anti-death penalty. But they're still going to be in prison.
Yeah, they'll still be in prison. But what do you think about that?
I'm typically a fan of that. Like, I'm not passionate on the death penalty to the point where I'm like, it's a hill I'm going to die on. I'm going to fight for it no matter what. But when it comes to the death penalty in this circumstance, I don't really mind. I mean, look, it's more expensive to take somebody's life via the death penalty than it is to have them live in prison. And the death penalty is almost the easy way out. I would rather these people who do terrible things, they hurt children, they commit mass atrocities in schools and whatnot. I'd rather them sit in prison for the rest of their lives and suffer than, take an easy way out.
Well, I mean, now what about the victims that wanted justice in that way? What happens to them?
I don't really. There have been a number of studies that found that people don't feel an extra sense of comfort once the life of the perpetrator has been taken. But also, I don't know. I understand that this is a sensitive topic for people, where if somebody really hurt a family member of theirs, they want to see justice. I just don't think that I've never been a fan of the state taking people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, they were judged by a jury of 12 peers and they were convicted and they were sentenced. And now this guy comes in and wipes it all away. And now you have victims that have no justice. Same with anybody
that's been pardoned or have their sentence commuted or whatnot. They've been convicted by a jury of their peers and they were pardoned, or that's the same logic.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, these people, their family members have been raped and murdered and massacred. And it's a little different from robbing a store and someone dies, you get on death row. But these guys literally did some heinous things to their family members.
100%. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the state should take their life, right? It doesn't mean that the state should have that authority. And if Biden is anti-death penalty, number one, he's anti-death penalty for good reason. But number two, I'd rather him stay principled than not.
Yeah, well, I guess. That's all I was thinking that the families really deserved justice, and there's
no reason in the year 2024. First of all, they have justice, right? I feel like somebody sitting in prison for the rest of their lives, with no possibility of getting out. A lot of these people, no possibility of getting out. That in and of itself is justice, and I don't think that they're going to feel more comforted by somebody's life being taken. But when it just comes to the death penalty generally, we know the data that it's more expensive to have somebody put somebody on death penalty and then take their lives. 4% of people on death row are innocent, and then if their lives are taken, you're taking the life of an innocent person. It makes no sense in 2024 to have it. That's all. But I'm not passionate about it to the point where I'm like gonna scream and shout about it.
Okay, now another topic that's been really heavy about in the last week or so is about how the Democratic Party is going to pull together to move forward to try to regain what happened. And what do you feel about what the Democrats can do to gain what they lost?
I think we just have to, I think that, I was talking about this with somebody the other day, that they were advocating for like a complete teardown of the Democratic Party. And I don't think that needs to happen. I think that Kamala Harris was a good candidate. I think Joe Biden was a great president. And the policy that Joe Biden put forward and passed and ran on and Kamala Harris ran on is popular. People are pro-choice. They want to invest in manufacturing. They want to expand the Affordable Care Act. They want to preserve the Affordable Care Act. They want to invest in fighting climate change and things like that. But this election was just an issue with messaging, that Trump and the Republicans messaged better. Inflation was hurting people, and they voted and they blamed that on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And thus, we got a president-elect Donald Trump. So I think what the Democrats have to do is be better messengers and talk to people on a personal level, on a one-on-one level, and go off script a little bit. I think that's something that Donald Trump, it pains me to say it, but he actually does well, where he kind of just like talks, right? And like people like that authenticity. And I think that we have to do that a little bit more. So hoping to see just better messaging, and talking to people on an individual level and being a little less of politicians in suits and more like people, so that's what I think.
Do you think they went so far left that it scared people to death?
No, Kamala Harris was not far left in this election. She specifically said she wanted a Republican in her cabinet. She wanted a board of advisors of Republicans who disagreed with her. Her entire campaign was focused on the economy and immigration. She didn't talk about transgender rights or the LGBTQ plus community. Even though she supports those communities, that wasn't a central part of her campaign. No, she was 100% in the center. But for some reason, people are like, oh, she's far left or whatever. It's nonsense.
No, you didn't. No, you don't think she supported having sex changes for inmates and stuff like that?
That's the law. The law, the inmates
okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, did she support that? I don't care if it's the law or not, because you can't come...
I support
you can't
that.
come across the border and
go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, no, I mean it's the law, but I'm just trying to figure out if you think that. What I think happened is everybody just shot to the left so hard they forgot where most people live, and it's right in the middle.
I don't hear, but the thing with the thing that a lot of people missed on the transgender inmate surgeries is that the Trump administration also funded transgender care for people in prison, because if a doctor deems that somebody who's transgender needs a certain amount of medical care, that it is necessary, then the state denying them that care would fall under cruel and unusual punishment prohibited by the Constitution of the United States. And so thus, we as a society have funded that care for people before. So it happened under Trump, it happened under Kamala Harris. It's not like she was running on this being her campaign, but this is the law, and this is the constitutional law. So like people like, oh, Kamala Harris this, that, it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Okay, no, I was just really trying to figure out what was going on with that. And
I
now,
don't think she went too far left. No.
No, what do you think about, transgenders playing sports and vice versa and going into the bathrooms and that whole, I think it's a little blown up, but what do you think about that and where is it headed?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's completely over exaggerated. I was talking to somebody on live the other day, and the crazy statistic I heard the other day from the NCAA commissioner was that there are 510,000 NCAA athletes in the United States right now. And there are less than 10 transgender athletes. So Republicans blow this up in the NCAA. They blow this up to be a major issue, but it's not. So I couldn't care less if somebody is trans and they want to play on their goddamn high school soccer team. If they've gone through the necessary therapy, let them fucking play soccer. We only live once. Let them be happy. Let them play soccer. Let them be like anybody else. They'll be all right. All these people will be just fine. And
I agree with that. I 100% agree with you with that. But another thing too is, it almost seems like the Democrats are taking the Republicans' bait and literally just dragging it on and literally just going on and on and on about that. And that, I think that's another thing that's destroying them.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being the case. I think the Democrats do fall for the bait kind of often. I was about to say that sometimes even like I do it or like Chris does it, right? I think we fell for it a little too hard, and we need to recalibrate our messaging. We have to really stay messaging focused, like very disciplined when it comes to messaging. That's something that Donald Trump did this election. He was very disciplined on messaging, even though he said crazy shit every once in a while. He was always talking about inflation, always talking about immigration, and he would have his insane rants on like, the fucking Hannibal Lecter and the boat sinking and crap like that. But when it came to time to talk about something, every question he answered was about inflation and immigration. And unfortunately, that resonated. So we have to be a little bit more disciplined, in my view.
Yeah,
so,
and
anyway.
I really, I truly believe that. But and the messaging really was the problem with the Democrats. I mean, because you obviously know Obama, that guy could sell anything to anybody. Bill Clinton could do the same thing. You match up him with Joe Biden, and it's a dumpster fire. But when the Democrats look at an issue, they're very tight. They all stick together. And you got Fetterman and you got Joe Manchin, and they're kind of the outliers of it all. And a lot of people are looking to them as being the next leader. And I don't know if that's such a good thing.
Fetterman, I wouldn't mind. I mean, John Fetterman gets a lot of shit. I think John Fetterman's actually really good for the Democratic Party to kind of be a little bit of an anchor toward the center. But I mean, I'd really be the next leader. I don't know.
I'd vote for Joe Manchin. I mean,
he's not going to run for office again.
I don't think he'll. I think his time's done. But Fetterman, I think he's talking the right game. I mean, I think he's going to do it, but I think he's going to work his way up to that. Gavin Newsom, what do you think about him?
I like Gavin Newsom. I think he's great. I definitely vote for him.
What do you think that? What policy do you think he really can bring on a national level that would help everybody versus just a select few?
I think he would continue a lot of the really successful Democratic policy we're talking about right now, which is like investing in infrastructure, in expanding healthcare. I think one of the main things he would do is like work to expand the Affordable Care Act, which right now, because of the Affordable Care Act, we have more people with health insurance than ever before in American history. So I don't know, some of that work I think would be really important. But again, like what Gavin Newsom does on a state level is different than a national level. So he hasn't run for president yet. It's hard to say what his national policy would be as opposed to state policy.
Now, there's also been a lot of Japal and, AOC and all that stuff too, as being what are the carriers or the bearers of the next, candidacy. What do you think about them being in the situation as running?
Yeah, I don't know about like Pramila Jayapal like running for president, but like I think AOC definitely has a long future in the Democratic Party. She's incredibly talented. She's incredibly smart, and she's really done a good job of like being able to work with more moderate Democrats in the party. Like for a few years there, like she was very, very much a progressive and would often kind of like ostracize herself from the party. But now she's like really worked with Joe Biden. She's really worked with moderate Democrats to get stuff done.
AOC has changed completely, I think, since just 6 months ago. I mean, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
If she can maintain that path, that would be great. But I just don't see it happening. But
we shall see.
Well, I guess. But there again, where do you see now? You're all against Trump and all this stuff, and I watched a lot of your TikToks. And what do you think on the top 3 things that are his biggest downfall that's going to hurt our country? Top 3.
Well, not his policy is number 1. His ego is number 2.
That's not policy, though. Policy.
Oh, you mean just policies? Oh,
yeah.
I think the mass deportation is going to be disastrous. I think that his tariffs are going to be disastrous, and I think it depends on what regarding what happens in Europe. I think if he continues funding for Ukraine, that'll be great. If he doesn't, I think that'll be probably number 3 for me as well. Those are things I can see really, really hurting the United States.
Well, I mean, I agree with the Ukraine thing. I think that we get in it, so we could to stay with it. So, but the deportation thing, right, is that's kind of a double-edged sword for me. Is you said that's going to be a terrible policy, but why is it even an issue, and why are they even here? I don't understand that.
A lot of these people have just overstayed green cards and working permits, right? So
no,
they came into the
you
country.
don't think there was 8 million people that came in over the border in the last 3 years?
I mean, not undocumented migrants. No, anybody that's come in recent years, or at least the overwhelming majority of people who come in recent years, are legal. They've come in through like asylum, which means that they're here legally temporarily, and that is a legal process of entering the country. So, no, I don't.
You don't think there's been a mass flow of illegal immigrants on the southern border? You think all of that stuff we saw we're not supposed to believe our own eyes, right?
No, I'm not. All those people you saw on video are like real people, but the overwhelming majority of these people are claiming asylum. Now, don't get me wrong. There have still been people who have come in illegally in the past 4 years, but the majority of people, these videos you see, the reason why New York City has like, the Roosevelt Hotel is like the new Ellis Island is what the New York Times referred to it as. Those situations and systems are for asylum seekers that have been set up in recent years.
Okay, so now the deportation, you don't think that we should remove the 150,000 that are known criminals out of the country?
No, I have no problem. I've said this before. I have no problem with removing criminals out of the country. So if somebody like is in the country and they break a law, and it's not just like a speeding ticket or running a stop sign barely. If they commit like a crime that attacks somebody or robs somebody or kills somebody even or whatever it might be, then yeah, I have no problem with deporting them. But for somebody who's here, like working a job, they've been here for 20 years, they've had kids here, their kids go to school here, it makes no sense to deport somebody like that. That helps the economy.
Oh no, I agree with that, dude. 100%.
That's what Trump wants to do.
Well, no, see, that's where I think you're kind of you're gaslighting again, right? So if you have no, he did, okay, but not to 20-year people, all right. So if you can prove that someone's came over the border in the last year, or say 3 years, should they go back?
Well, I think it becomes like a no. I mean, I'm inclined to say no. I'm inclined to
Why?
say no. If that person they're here, and are you saying they just came across the border illegally? They didn't have a green permit and overstayed, or green card and overstayed. They just came in illegally.
Yeah, they crossed over. They jumped over the border, and I mean, there's 8.3 million of them did it, and they know it, right?
No, it's not.
In the last 3 years,
8.3 million people did not do that. Again, the majority of these people are seeking asylum. But regardless, if somebody came in undocumented like 3 years ago, I'm inclined to, without knowing anything else about them, I'm inclined to say that they should stay if they're holding a job and they're a productive member of their community. If they've broken a law, as I mentioned, like that's like violent or whatever, I have no problem with deporting them. If they crossed in the past month, I have no problem. I think like obviously we can't just have like everybody that comes in stays, right? Obviously, I'm not advocating for that, but there has to be a level of humanity to our immigration policies where we see people as people, not just numbers saying, well, a million of this came in, so we got to get them out of here. It's like, no, these are people who want better lives. They're not here to hurt anybody. They're here to make their lives better, make their family lives better. So I'm inclined to say, no, they should stay, but I don't know. I think it's circumstantial.
well, okay, I mean, and that's the reason why I mentioned that was the majority of why Trump got elected. Big reasons for that. I do believe, honestly, there was over 8 million that came in illegally. Some may have been, asylum seekers, and there's laws that protect them. But I really do believe the majority of them came in illegally, and something really has to be done. Because in the Northeast right now, I don't know where you are, Harry, and are you in the Northeast?
Yeah.
Like, Massachusetts, Connecticut?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the Northeast right now, this program called HEAP, and it's supposed to help all of our elderly and our, less fortunate low-income people with heating assistance, right? And our system right now took an 87% cut on helping these people from the past 4 years. Where did that money go? I already know because I work with that system.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, I didn't even know about this program. I don't live in like Massachusetts or Connecticut, so I don't know that program. But
I mean, the Northeast, and it even stretches out to like, the Great Lakes regions and stuff like that, where it's cold and there's a lot of snow, and, our elderly are just getting swamped with massive, massive bills and stuff, even our veterans that can't afford heat, that 87% cut went to the migration issue. And I know
I don't
that.
believe that to be the case.
I do know that. That's what I do for a living. I'm telling
No,
you.
I mean, but how do you know that the money from that program went specifically to immigration?
Because we got a memo 2 months ago that the Homeland was taking $1.7 billion out of our program and reallocating it to the migration issue in the South. I mean, that was our memo we got. So
Is this
now
federally funded or state funded?
it's federally funded HEAP. I mean, you can look it up too. I mean, it's right there. It's pretty standard. So now when people say, oh, they're not costing us money, they are too, because we're paying $560 a night in a hotel in New York City, right? But yeah, that's what these older people get for an entire year for their heating assistance. For all of the year, $500. And they're paying $500 a night. How do you think that's fair?
Wait, are you saying that we, the taxpayers, are funding their hotels every night or something?
Absolutely. Where do you think the
no,
money
we're
comes
not.
from here?
No, we're not.
Where's the money coming
okay,
from?
well, I should say, yes, that the taxpayers are funding, the migration
Agreed.
process, right? Just generally, we are 100%. But this has been something that we've done for years now, right? We funded the migration process under Donald Trump, and
No,
Yeah,
we
but the
did not.
numbers aren't there.
yes, we did. Numbnuts. Of course we did. What are you talking about? Of course we did. Yes, the numbers were there as well. And the idea that we shouldn't, right? The idea that we shouldn't fund the migration process, it's like, well, then
shouldn't.
what happens? What happens? We're just going to have a bunch of people living on the street that are legally here. They'll be
No, they're gonna go
starving. They'll
back to their
be
home.
dehydrated. They'll be dying, right? That makes no sense.
They'll go back to their home.
And a lot of
They'll
these
be deported
people will
back
then
to
be
their home.
subjected to crime. Can you be quiet? You were just talking in the chat about being respectful. So please just do me a favor and shut the fuck up. That'd be great. Thank you so much.
No,
A lot of these people
be
that are living on the
respectful.
street
Thank
then would be subjected to crime. They'd be starving. They'd be dehydrated. That would just be bad generally for the United States. So why would we do that?
you. Okay,
Well,
so
no.
Harry, so
Oh,
are you
let-
going to
No, I'm not
invite
talking to
these
you. I'm talking to
illegals-
him. I'll talk to you in a second. When I'll talk to you in a second. Let him respond.
So now when you say that, they're here respectfully and legally and stuff like that, but they're really not.
They are.
I mean, you got your asylum seekers that are here legally. You've got your doctor are here legally. You've got the green card holders, right? But you've got the 8 million that have come in that have been proven
Yep.
that they're here illegally.
Yep.
The numbers that you're referencing, first of all, 8 million have not come in. It's I believe that's
yes.
the number for encounters.
I mean, that came.
but
That's. Oh, go ahead.
The majority of people that have come in via asylum in the past 4 years, right? The past 4 years, people have used asylum.
Nope.
Now, I would agree that if you were arguing that the process has been abused, right? I would totally agree that the process has been abused, and some people have claimed asylum when it's not right for them to do so. But it doesn't mean that they're here illegally. So anybody that's benefiting from a hotel in New York City, those people are asylum seekers. And also, New York City has policy for New York that requires them to give a bed in a shelter to anybody that's homeless. So if you're undocumented and you go to a homeless shelter and you ask for a bed, New York City is required to give you that bed, and they're not checking your papers, right?
Okay, so you just said that everybody that deserves a bed needs a bed
Yep.
and stuff like that. Now,
In New York City, that's yes.
we have over 11 million veterans that are homeless, right?
Yep.
Look up
That's not
20.
true.
Look up 22 a day and tell me what that is.
Oh my God.
So, have you ever heard of
Yeah, I know that. I know
wet
that
foot, dry
statistic. It's
foot?
terrible. It's terrible.
Have you ever heard of wet foot, dry foot?
No, I haven't.
Okay, look that up. That's exactly what you're referring to. Wet foot, dry foot is something that Biden wanted to leave in place. Look it up and tell me
Hold
what
on.
you think about it.
Just to be clear, the number of homeless veterans actually dropped from 2023 to 2024. It went from 35,574 to 32,882, which is a 7.5% drop. And it's an 11.7% drop since 2020 when Donald Trump was in office. So the rate of homeless veterans in this country has gone down by 11% since Donald Trump was in office. Where'd that person go? It went down.
So you
by
think
a
we
substantial
only
amount.
have? You think we only have 35,000 homeless veterans in the country?
Yes.
Are you out of your friggin' mind?
That's the data we have, and that's
Well,
that's
I don't know
that's
where you're
according to
getting
the
your data
housing
from.
and the HUD, Housing and Urban Development.gov.
Okay, so homeless and indigent, they're over 11 million.
Where are you getting that number from?
And that's from HUD itself. I'm not talking about a guy sleeping in a tent. I'm talking about indigent, homeless, literally, they can't afford to have an apartment, anything of that kind. So it's 11 million people. But yeah.
Where are you getting that number from? Wait, so there
are
are
in development.
That's not true. In 2023, there were approximately.
It really is. But, I mean, if you think that we only have.
Please prove me wrong. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, among other sources, in 2023, there were 15.8 million veterans in the United States. So you're telling me, let's just do the math really here, quicker. You're telling me that 70% of veterans are homeless?
No, I'm not. You are. I'm talking indigent, poor, homeless, all of that, need assistance, into the VA care, everything.
I mean, need assistance. Like, this is such a broad definition, because there are people who there are veterans who need assistance in the form of healthcare.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't classify them as homeless. I'm specifically just talking about homeless veterans. Now you're opening the data set to so many different things.
No, I'm talking about the veterans that aren't getting the care that they need, period, across the board. I'm talking mental health, homelessness, hunger, poverty, everything. And now we can afford to pay for people that shouldn't be here, and we complain about our veterans that don't have enough.
So we did both at the same time under Donald Trump, because we can do both. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. We, the United States, have to fund our migration process. You think it's bad right now. Imagine we didn't have people working in New York City or these major cities on migration. Imagine we didn't have the same funding for Border Patrol and the Department of Homeland Security. It would be a complete disaster. So Trump supporters complain about migration now. Wait till the funding gets slashed, right? Because, why are we paying for this process? Why are we paying for all this stuff? It's a necessity that it gets funded, but it's also a necessity that we fund our veterans. So we can do both at the same time. We can walk and chew gum. We can fund our veterans, fund housing, fund food and the necessary healthcare that they need, and mental health care, of course, because it's incredibly important for veterans. But we can also recognize that having a well-funded immigration system, which includes processing, making sure that these veterans these migrants are taken care of, that they're not being subjected to crime, is also a good investment.
All right. So now you're thinking that the deportation is terrible and all of that, right? So now, all right. What are your statistics on what it's going to cost us to house and take care of these people?
I don't know. I don't know if we have statistics on what it's going to cost to house all the asylum seekers, because the funding for asylum seekers is not permanent, right? They don't have a permanent residence. So if they get a hotel in New York or they go to the Roosevelt Hotel, it's not a permanent stay.
So, and exactly. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, right, you got veterans and you got low-income elderly that receive a $500 stipend for oil a year. And these people are getting $500 a night to stay in hotels.
$500 a night. The Roosevelt Hotel, which is, again, what New York Times referred to as the new Ellis Island, shut down for how terrible it was.
Yeah,
the idea that the asylum seekers in any major city are living lavish lives is nonsense, right? A lot of the asylum seekers can't get jobs. So that's why they're reliant on the state giving them food and things like that, because they don't qualify for jobs after a certain period in the United States. So they get here in the first month or so, they can't get jobs. So if they can't get jobs, they'll literally starve. They'll die. But
now
the idea that they're staying, go ahead.
You realize Rhonda Williams made a good comment, right? She said, we already have an immigration policy. Why hasn't anybody followed that? She's somebody that's, typing away too. That's a damn good question. She said, we already have an immigration policy. Why hasn't anybody followed it?
We are following it.
You think so?
Yeah, yes. The Border Patrol Authority testified in Congress in the past, I think it was 2023, and Representative Maxwell Frost asked one of them, have the laws changed? No. They were still under oath. No. Are you still following the laws that are in the books? Yes. You're still enforcing them? Yes. There's no like skirting of the laws. The laws are still in the books. Last year, there were more deportations than under Donald Trump in the same time period. So,
well, you know why
like
that is, right? Because the amount of people that have quadrupled under Biden than Trump.
Well, first of all, again, the people that they're coming in legally, right? So those people that have come in recent years seeking asylum, they're not being deported. But I would agree that there's been an influx of migrants generally that would be subjected to deportation. But it shows you that the policy is still being enforced. So even if the number is up because more people are subjected to deportation, it still shows you that the migration laws on the books right now are still being enforced.
Well, I beg to differ big time on that. I mean, I just can't see it happening the way it is. But you've got a lot of people that want to kick me off this live.
I was just about to say that Chad is not happy with you, so I think I gotta talk to
hey, it's been good, man.
All right, man. Thanks for the conversation. Have a good one. Merry Christmas. All right.
You too, man.
Thanks, man. Oh my God. Hold on. Hold on. Katie, thanks for the $1. Harry, this dollar is from the team. We love you. Me and Anna are your biggest fans. Katie and Anna, I'm your biggest fans, quite frankly. I get these edits of me, Chris, Parker, Dean, whoever it might be, on my For You page all the time. I like them all the time. So they're great. Tahira, thanks for the $5. Merry Christmas Eve, Harry. I need a snowball cameo. She's asleep right now. She won't be making a cameo, unfortunately, but maybe tomorrow on the backup Harry J. Sisson page. You know what? I will post a video of Snowball tomorrow. I got you. Blair, thanks for the $2. You should start a cameo like Dean and Parker. I've thought about it, but I don't really think that anybody I don't think there's much value. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Why would I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've thought about it, and I know they're doing it as well. Reese, what's up, Reese? Good to see you. $1. Harry, go to sleep. You sound like garbage. Looking cute, though. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. People are saying yes. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I'll think about it. If TikTok gets banned, man, I got to do something else, bro. Jessica, thanks for the $9.99. Merry Christmas, Harry. Hope you feel better soon. You look so darn cute. Wow, Jessica, I love you. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. You're very kind. Bex, thanks for the $5. Merry Christmas, Harry. I love the hat. P.S. Your sick voice sounds sexy tonight. I hope you feel better soon. And then another $5. Also check your TikTok DMs for simping for styles. And thank you, King. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you. That's very kind. That's very kind. Hannah, thanks for the $20. Do not read out loud. And then this part, read out loud. Merry Christmas. What's the cat's name? Not Simba. Her name is Whiskers. That's the name that she had before she was abandoned. So we just kind of kept it. What's up, Elizabeth? Thanks for the $1. Wish you happy holidays as well. Rosie, thanks for the $1. Hi, Harry. So I know that person, so that's why I read it like that. Rosie, thanks for the $1. Hi, Harry. Hope you have a good Christmas. You too, Rosie. Merry Christmas. Megan, thanks for the $25. I hope you feel better than you sound. I love watching your lives. Merry Christmas. Megan, I can't say I feel much better, to be honest, but Merry Christmas to you. I appreciate the $25. That's incredibly kind. I hope you're enjoying your Christmas Eve. Ali, thanks for the $5. Oh my, even Snowball could destroy this guy in a debate. Snowball over Parker's dog. Thank you, Ali. Have a good Christmas. Sending you so much love. Thanks, Ali. Oh, God. What the hell? I appreciate that, Ali. Thank you so much. Sarah, thanks for the $30 that just came in. Happy holidays, brother. Sarah, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. And happy holidays to you, too. Happy Merry Christmas if you celebrate. And if not, happy holidays generally. Tatiana, quite frankly, I want you under my Christmas tree tomorrow. Well, I'm flattered. Thank you so much, Tatiana. I appreciate you. Amy, thanks for the $5. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Amy. And Essence, finally, $5. Merry Xmas, Harry. Very grateful for you. I appreciate you so much, Essence. Thank you so much. Venmo, Cash App, in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. Also, double tap the screen. Let's try to get to, what are we at? Let's try to get to 300,000 likes if you'd be so kind. Also, drop a follow if you haven't already. We do these lives all the time, so you should do that. And you should follow my second account at not Harry J. Sisson, which is me. It's not me, but it's me. Anyway. All right, if you're MAGA, wow, I need some goddamn water, bro. And I'm already out of water. If you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up, and we can talk, and you can tell me why you're MAGA. Where's that person? I don't know why that woman left. That conservative person that was here before. Look at this person spamming MAGA. What a
put it in my mouth. Put it in my mouth.
Whoa, dude. You're like a kid, bro. Like, come on, man. Christmas is meant to be like Christmas is meant to be like a good time for you, man. Go spend time with your family, man. Or like, I don't know, like go play video games with your friends, dude. Go play video games with your friends, man. I know Fortnite OG's back. Fortnite OG's back. Go run that with your friends, bro. All right, you have a good one. All right. Genuinely, I'm wishing the best for you, my man. Don't get wrapped up in none of that, bro. Don't get wrapped up in none of that. Come on.
Here we go.
What's up, man?
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, are you like plugged into a toaster oven or what are we doing here?
That's not what we need to be worried about right now. We need to be worried about Mr. System. What's going on with your policy? What's going on, bud? It's not it. It's not it at all.
I already know I don't like you. I already know.
You're not gonna like me at all. I promise you, you're not gonna have a good time.
No,
We're not.
but
hey, it's the time that we have to have. I wanted to.
I don't think I actually. Maybe I don't want to subject myself to this. Actually, I don't know.
I think
How old are you,
you want to sit in. You want to sit in. You said what?
Hey, answer me. How old are you?
What's the relevance of that? What's the importance of that?
You have to be above a certain age to be on TikTok Live.
Well, I'm more than aware. Just know I'm above that age. Okay.
No, I will not just take that to be okay. Either you answer or you're gone.
Well, then we're going to be gone. We're going to be gone.
Okay.
I don't know you like that. So.
Goodbye.
All right.
I already knew I was going to hate that conversation, bro. How would you get on out of here, bro? You be all right now. You be all right now. Come on now. All right. If you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up. Thank you. I wish there was like a Christmas hat gift or something like that. I don't know why TikTok didn't make an animated one. That'd be cool. Let's put in this guy, or at least giving him an invite. What the fuck? Oh, dude, holy! I gotta see this guy's bio. Yeah, bro. Really, bro? How old are you, bro?
40.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. You're good, man. I heard that laugh. Get on out of here, bro. Get on out of here, bro. Get on out of here. All right, let's invite Carl and Sienna.
Hi, Harry. Can you put
No. I don't know what you just said, big dog. I don't know what you just said. Well, I'm gonna have to get you on out of there. All right, I'm gonna have to get you on out of there. I don't know what you just said, man. I don't know what that was. God, man, you think on Christmas Eve, man, you think that these people will be, I don't know what they say. Did anybody hear them? I don't even know what they said, man. Come on now. Hello?
Yo, hello?
Sorry, I muted you. Because I thought you were going to say some dumb shit. Come on, you can unmute yourself. Figure it out, big dog. I'll send you an invite. Come on.
Yeah, okay, we're good. Just wait. Do you mind if I'm finishing up an Overwatch game? Like I saw, it was like 20 on the list. So can I get a second or something like that, or not?
You know what? Yeah, sure. For the honesty, bro, why not?
We can talk and discuss. Except
no. I'll invite another person up.
All right, Ben. I'll mute up. Thank you. Bro.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I respect that. Go ahead. Now the game sucks for the rec. Well, I used to play it. I don't do that anymore because, well, I'm 22 years old. So. Got to play real game. I'm joking. Jack, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how old are you, bro?
21.
All right, vote for Donald Trump, man.
Yeah, I didn't vote, but I like Donald Trump. He's good.
Okay, why?
I don't want to talk about it, bro. Kill.
Bro, what the fuck is going on right now, bro? All right, bro. I'm getting more water, man. I'll be right back, man. Y'all be all right now, bro. You messing with me too much, bro. Come on. What y'all talking about? Come on, man. What y'all doing, man?
All right, yo, bro. I'm also ready. That's crazy.
Hold on. Okay. Hello.
All right, I think I'm gonna turn my camera. I was like, am I gonna do a big reveal? We'll just start with the camera on. Fuck it.
You don't have to turn off. You don't want, bro.
No, we're good, bro. So, okay, could you like explain what you mean by Trump is terrible? Because people use terrible to mean all sorts of things. So, like,
I mean, he fucking sucks.
again, bro, it's even worse. Like, terrible is like, all right. So
He's terrible. There's nothing redeeming about Donald Trump being the next president of the United States.
Okay, I just disagree with that.
You vote for him?
No, I did not vote for him.
So then who'd you vote for?
I didn't vote for anyone.
Okay.
Because let me explain like precisely why. Like, I don't want to be in a voter roll. Like it's a huge, like, you know full well it's a huge business. Okay, you've received money from PACs, stuff like it's just a huge business. I don't want to participate in it. Okay, so. But overall, is there like, okay, if you don't want to be specific about what's terrible, like, is there one thing you would point to that's terrible or something like that?
Well, first of all, I don't know why would you not want to be on like voter rolls?
Well, first of all, you're going to be harassed. You're going to be profiled as well.
Like you're saying you're gonna like receive political mail or whatever?
Absolutely, all sorts of stuff. So do you know what like white pages are?
Yes.
All right, so you don't, so let me explain something. So I own land through LLCs, so I don't show up in the white pages.
Right.
But otherwise, how you show up in the white pages is if you are in the voter roll. That's how you show up in the white pages. I don't want to be in the white pages, okay? That's how people can find where you live and can harass you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm sure you know, okay?
I know.
Now
Trust me, I've been there.
100%, okay? So in terms of Donald Trump, okay, redeeming qualities, I think he's definitely, first of all, well-educated. Do you disagree with that?
Yes.
Okay, why is he not well-educated?
This guy doesn't know anything.
Okay,
like, legitimately,
that doesn't respond to what I just said.
No, well, first of all, when it comes to him going to Penn, he went to Penn Wharton, right?
100%.
There's a quote from a professor he had, that Donald Trump was, quote, the worst effing student I ever had in my entire life. And so that being the case, I'm inclined to say, wow, that's probably not a great student. And I also think that like being a good student and being good at what you do are two different things, because there are plenty of people who are great students and not good at the profession that they've gone into, and there are plenty of people who are bad students and are fantastic at what they do. Donald Trump was probably not a great student, and he's also been a terrible president. And when it comes to being in politics, you listen to him talk about any complex issue that requires like more than a surface level understanding, and he has no idea what he's talking about. No idea. His generals say that his former advisors and generals said that he has no concept of American history. He has no concept of foreign policy. He doesn't know where countries are on maps. It's like embarrassing. So that's why I say that.
Okay, so there's a lot there, but we can go through it one by one. So I don't think, and maybe you disagree with this, a president isn't supposed to know everything, right?
No, I don't think a president's meant to know literally everything. But when it comes to like the basics, you should be very well versed in foreign policy. You should be very well versed in American history. You should have some, decent understanding of the law. Donald Trump seems to have none of those things.
Okay, that's interesting. I would first of all say that he definitely has a good understanding of the law. I don't know why there would be any evidence to the contrary. I think you would agree that he at least spends probably upwards of 30% of his day speaking with a lawyer about the law. So someone who spends 30% of their day every day talking with a lawyer about the law, I would think would know something about the law. Would you agree with that?
I don't know where you're getting like a 30% of the day he talks to a lawyer.
Like completely arbitrary, but obviously he's dealing with a lot of,
No, I don't think so. I think that like, given Donald Trump's history of just like relentlessly breaking the law, being, obviously he's a convicted felon and he was indicted in 3 other jurisdictions on very serious crimes, which if they went to trial, he likely would have been convicted. And the fact that he was found liable of extensive business fraud and sexual assault and defamation twice, and the Trump organization was found guilty on all tax crimes alleged against it, all 11 of them. And his Trump University was found liable for fraud, had to pay $25 million in a settlement. It seems like this guy just has, is very, very prolific in breaking the law. And so either one, you can have the view that, he knows what the law is and he just chooses to break it, or two, he doesn't know what the law is.
That's 100% the case. And I hope you actually know that's the case. Like, do you disagree that that's the case, or?
Maybe and maybe not. Like, a lot of these crimes that he's committed doesn't take intent. So he might not know what the law is, and he might, in some circumstances, know that what he's doing is legal. But regardless, I don't think that he knows what the law is. Just generally, I don't think he has
Let me give you an example. I know someone. I'm not going to put them like on the spot, but this person committed like basically like securities fraud. Okay, and people, especially when you know that you're going to have like a guaranteed payout, like of a very fixed amount, especially when it's a significant amount of money, and you look at what can actually be done to you legally. You look at risk and reward. There's no question that he's looking at risk and reward when he does the things that he does. But okay, so I would say you did say the like sexual assault thing, or I forget exactly what it actually was, but all I know is that it was civil. That's correct, right? Civil. The bar for civil is almost non-existent.
That's not true.
That is 100% true.
Come on. It's not almost non-existent.
It's completely different. There's not even beyond a reasonable doubt in civil. It's basically
it is different.
Any sort of
different.
Okay,
It's preponderance of evidence.
Right.
But also beyond a reasonable doubt is also not 100%. So there's never going to be like a 100%.
But that's like actually like that's a bar versus like any sort of evidence is not really like a.
There is a bar. A preponderance of evidence is the bar, right? So if it's more likely than not, which is kind of like the colloquial phrase, or to put it into layman's terms, if more likely than not, then someone is found liable of something, in theory.
Right. So, but the problem is anything can be considered evidence in this case. It's not like a judge is saying this is. Well, I mean,
there are judges.
Well, first of all, let me just say that I'm involved in litigation, so I do understand this. Okay, there's obviously discovery, things can be thrown out, absolutely. But again, in civil, the bar is significantly lower.
It is, as I mentioned, it's preponderance of evidence. It's more likely than not, which is different than criminal, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. So it's totally different. But in Donald Trump's civil case, every single juror said that not only did he defame the woman, E. Jean Carroll, but that he also assaulted her. And there was a lot of evidence pointing to that. They had people from the department store testify, the Bergdorf Goodman, where he assaulted her in a changing room. They had her testify as to like where the cameras were, if the changing rooms were open. They had E. Jean Carroll's friends testify, psychologists testify. They had other evidence that wasn't even introduced at trial, which I think speak to it, such as a dress that E. Jean Carroll was wearing. Donald Trump refused to give his DNA over for testing to see if his DNA was on the dress. On the dress, they did find unidentified male DNA. Donald Trump refused to give his DNA. Why would you do that? It would only exonerate you if you know it's not yours. So I think there was plenty of evidence.
Okay, so I'm not sure. Again, like maybe morally, you're saying that because of the sexual assault, he's morally questionable. I'm not quite sure how that affects like his ability to do his job. But okay, you said foreign policy. Where on foreign policy do you think he lacks?
Wait, can we just like roll that back for a second? Like, does that mean that by your view that like people who kill people, people who assault women, people who do terrible things to children shouldn't automatically just be disqualified from being president? I
think people who are found criminally liable of those things 100% should. I think people who are found civilly liable.
Well, that's not what you said. You said I don't understand how this case hinders his ability to be president. Meaning that in your view, like somebody assaulting a woman you don't understand how that hinders somebody's ability to be president.
I just said I believe that if it was like a criminal conviction, I agree but this is a civil conviction. This is a completely different.
Well, civil matters. I mean, like, would you hire somebody who's been found civilly liable of assaulting children to babysit your child?
I don't know. I think there would be other people available, so probably not. Right.
Okay. Right. Exactly.
Again, that's specific for like children. Like we're talking about, he's not like his job isn't like, he's going to be in rooms with a bunch of women. Okay.
Yeah. But even if it's like specific for children, you yourself recognize that civil liability is important to you. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you recognize that you wanting to choose somebody else means you understand that, yeah, okay, being found more likely than not to have like assaulted a child is probably not a good thing. I don't want to be associated with that person. In the same vein, like just because, the presidency is not like a job of like, oh, can you be in a room full of women and control yourself? It's a matter of like character. It's a matter of like who you are. It's a matter of morality. And Donald Trump, and I think that anybody that assaults women, even if the bar is still only civil, obviously doesn't have those characteristics.
Okay, so again, we got a little sidetracked in terms of foreign policy. Where do you think he's lacking? Like his understanding of our relationships with other countries? Or?
I think it's all of it. I think his understanding, and I think his record as well. He was terrible on Iran. He was terrible on China. He was terrible on Russia. We were less safe under Donald Trump. More American soldiers died abroad under Donald Trump. We were involved in more war directly under Donald Trump. We were drone striking more under Donald Trump. And now just look what he's done the past couple of weeks. He's threatened Mexico. He's threatened he's not even president yet. He's threatened Mexico. He's threatened Canada. He's threatening Panama. Greenland he's threatening. Colombia had to come out and say Donald Trump sucks, basically. So it's just like this is we are only strong as a country because our allies, we have allies. We have all these allies all around the world. If we lose those allies, we will not be as strong as we are.
Okay. I agree, allies can be based on, relationships and, maintaining relationships, right? But it can also be from a position of, strength where we are the United States of America. And, like you said, Mexico, for instance, right? Mexico's GDP is smaller than California's, right? So for Mexico to think that they could affect us in any way is ludicrous, right? So when they do, well, okay, why'd you make a face there? Do you disagree?
Well, because Mexico is one of our top 3 trading partners.
Okay.
So
their GDP is less than the GDP of California.
yeah, but we shouldn't get into like a measuring contest here, right? That's like we have the largest GDP in the world. So objectively, like any country we're engaging with,
okay, but I'm
or like we have the largest economy in the
state.
world.
Like, I'm not talking about our country. I'm talking about the state of California.
Yeah, but if
I
you
don't
do
know
that, you
Texas's GDP off my head. It's probably smaller than Texas's, probably smaller than Florida's, probably smaller than New York's. Right?
But you could do the same thing with like Great Britain, for example, right? So a lot of these.
No, Great Britain's GDP is 100% greater than California's. Without
I'm saying that like Great Britain's. Well, I'm saying as a country, Great Britain's GDP is significantly less than ours, or like their economy and size is significantly less than ours. So us saying like, oh yeah, their GDP is significantly less than ours. Let's just like mess around with them is not good foreign policy. And like losing an ally in the form of like Great Britain would be devastating for the United States, just like losing Mexico as an ally when we're neighbors and that cooperation or making that relationship more tense when it doesn't need to be is also bad for the United States.
I 100% agree that it doesn't need to be more tense, right? But you have to look at the situation. And we have seen not much cooperation from Mexico when it comes to the things Trump wants to see at the southern border. Would you you don't agree with that?
Totally disagree with that.
You think Mexico has not complied with what Trump has wanted to do at the southern border?
No, I think Mexico has been very good in recent years in working with the United States in like trying to combat this. So, for example, in recent years, Mexico has made huge investment in setting up like checkpoints on roads leading to the American border to see like, who is trying to go to the border, who are these people, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And also like at the beginning of Biden's presidency, the president at the time, President Obrador, committed over $1.5 billion in investing in technology at the border to further stop illegal migration. And so we have trade agreements with Mexico doing the same thing. So I think there's been good cooperation. I don't know what much more Donald Trump expects to get from like.
I think he specifically said on multiple instances that he wants Mexico to pay for a border wall.
That's not fucking happening. Like that's not happening.
Well, what do you mean it's not happening? He has the position to actually force Mexico to do it, and that's why he has this posture with Mexico. That is 100% why he has this posture with Mexico.
First of all, he tried to get Mexico to pay for the border wall the first time. It didn't work. And so what he did was then he went and robbed the Pentagon of a bunch of money to fund his pet project. And even in his 4 years, he only built 50 miles of new wall. And the problem is that like when we push our allies away, when we push people like Mexico away, what's stopping them from saying like, you know what, the United States is screwing with us. They're not working with us. Let's go trade more with China.
I mean, again, I don't really care if Mexico is trading more with China. Why would we care if Mexico is trading more with China?
Why would we care? Because that makes China more powerful.
It does not make China more powerful. How does it make China more powerful?
What? Okay, so China having more allies, especially an ally that borders the United States, one that was, let's just say theoretically Mexico moves to China. One that was very close with the United States is now close with China. And China is now making more money from that relationship than they previously were, is good for China. Okay. Not only is it good in trade, but it's also good in geography.
But just because they're trading with China does not guarantee that China is making more money from this. Again, so
I think that's almost inherently the case.
Okay, here's how I measure wealth. Okay, wealth is measured in GDP. It's measured in how much stuff we have, quite literally. Okay, so again, I don't know, like, let's say again, this whole idea of we're going to trade more with China, like, I don't even know what does that even look like. Could you describe what that looks like?
Yeah, what do you
it's
mean?
Not like China can't trade with Mexico currently. It's not like Mexico has these products.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, let's just say that Mexico, what they trade with the United States for. So we send a lot of things to Mexico, right? Let's just say everything that we send to Mexico, or the majority of what we send to Mexico in trade, is now substituted by China. So instead of, let's just saying, like, we send washing machines to Mexico, Mexico says, you know what, screw that. We're not going to get them from the United States. Let's get them from China now. Not only do we, the United States, get hurt because we lose a trading partner and we're sending out less washing machines and American companies are making less money, but now Chinese companies are making more money and their trade is emboldened.
100% hear you. So now I understand where you're coming from as well. So let's be specific. Let's use that washing machine idea. Okay, so like Whirlpool. Okay, okay. So let's say Mexico says unilaterally we are not allowing imports from America, which would be totally nuts. The first thing we would do is, we would respond with force. Like if they wanted to say that, I don't know why you're putting your hands up. Like, are you kidding me?
What do you mean force?
I mean force. What do you mean? What do I mean?
Like, what do you mean by force?
We would have to look at, obviously we're in a lot of contracts and treaties and agreements, and we would have to look at, which ones they violated and which ones they violated, because then we could see like whether or not we'd be able to look at alternative options. Like that is
invade? Are you talking about like militarily?
I'm talking about invasion. Do you think the U.S. doesn't have a history of invading nations for not doing business the way that we wanted to?
I would argue that America's history of invading nations is not good.
Okay, you could argue that it's not good, but we 100% have a history of it, and it's.
We also have a history of slavery. We have a history of depriving women of the right to vote. We have a history of a lot of terrible things. It doesn't mean that we should go back to any of that.
Gone. Do you disagree with that? Two of those, the things you just listed, are permanently gone. Versus, it's not permanently gone for us to go and. That's what we're doing with Russia. There's no question that's what we're doing with Russia.
We are not doing that with Russia.
How are we not doing that with Russia?
We are not invading Russia.
Obviously, we are not directly invading Russia. That's like silly to be surprised that you think that there's no.
That's what you're arguing right now. That the United States has a history of invading countries that don't do business with us. We are not supporting Ukraine because Russia's not doing business with us, and we're not even invading Russia. So the analogy is not good. But that's certainly not what's taking place in Eastern Europe.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but we are 100% telling other people not to do business with Russia because they are doing things we don't like.
Oh, yeah. That's 100%.
It doesn't necessarily have to be trade. Like we don't really have we don't have crusades like religion where we go to other countries and go, if you don't do this religion, we're going to, but pretty much anything we don't like, incorrect political systems, which is pretty much what is the situation in Russia. We disagree with their political system to some degree. And that's why, because again, they feel as if they have the right to go into Ukraine and take over Ukraine. They feel as if they have the right to, install Putin and have him installed for however long he wants to be installed for. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. Again, it doesn't just end with the trade. Like, we go to other countries.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Sort of. It's really.
Sort of. That's like the U.S. has a tremendous history of doing this. That there's just no question.
Boycott. Certain countries because they're doing certain things, but like the Russia-Ukraine war specifically is much deeper than that. It's much more complex than that. Of like, oh, we're just saying like, yeah, don't do business with Russia because they're doing something we don't like. That's all.
Okay, let's just move back to the general foreign policy thing.
Sure.
Okay, so what do you have to say about how Trump handled North Korea?
Nothing changed. Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
There
North Korean policy
changed
changed not even a little bit.
Trump that had not happened before.
What was that?
There were things that happened under Trump that had not happened before.
So him going to North Korea changed nothing. So that's great that he got his photo op. But there's a reason why presidents before him didn't go.
First of all, literally, that's untrue that it changed nothing. And second of all, obviously, beyond
what did it change?
I mean, there had not been a president that had gone to North Korea.
Yeah. I'm talking about like
quite
positives
literally.
that came.
Not to mention,
Okay,
he
great.
obviously
So,
has somewhat
there
of
was
a relationship. If he's
a new
meeting-
president, went to North Korea for the first time ever. What did it change for the United States in a positive way?
Again, Donald Trump was obviously to meet with Kim Jong-un. That is obviously creating a relationship with Kim Jong-un.
Okay, so how did that relationship work out after that? What changed in a positive way?
I mean, they were doing a lot of testing. I think that their testing definitely was not as prolific. They were doing a lot more testing before Donald Trump. You disagree with that?
That's not true. Yeah, the funny thing is like nothing changed. That's why I'm asking you this question because I already know the
Let me
answer.
find you a
Nothing.
specific.
You can do that. Absolutely. But they still continue to test missiles after that. They've launched missiles under Biden. They've launched missiles under Trump. They invested heavily in their missile system under Donald Trump. And nothing changed from that meeting in North Korea. Like genuinely no U.S. policy to North Korea changed. There was no benefit from that meeting. All it did was embolden Kim Jong-un. All Kim Jong-un wants on the world stage is legitimacy. And the United States president meeting with him gives him the legitimacy that he wants.
Okay. So again, if he's appeased, then how is that not better?
How has he been appeased?
He got what he wanted.
Yeah, but that's not the end goal, right? Him meeting with the United States president, getting that legitimacy is not just like, well, all right, everybody, we got what I wanted. We can stop the nuclear warhead development. It's fine. It's like, no, he hasn't been appeased. He just got the attention that he wanted. He's still a child that wants more attention.
Okay, interesting. I think in terms of our relations with Russia, I think that our relations were much better under President Trump than they are currently, and that's like without even a question.
I think that they were much better for Russia than the United States.
Please describe how that's correct.
Yeah, I think that like having somebody as weak on Russia in office like Donald Trump is definitely beneficial for Vladimir Putin. Like, for example, Russia undoubtedly interfered in the 2016 election. That's the conclusion of the FBI. That's the conclusion of the Department of Justice. That's the conclusion of a bipartisan group of senators in an over 1,000-page report. That's the conclusion of the Mueller report. And what did Donald Trump do in response to that? He threw a couple of sanctions on Russia that didn't hurt them one bit. And then in 2018 in Helsinki, when he was asked about their interference in the 2016 election, he said, well, Putin said he didn't do it, so I take his word. That's nonsense. That's bowing down to a dictator who only wants to see the United States fail. And we didn't really have a strong policy toward Russia that made them stop investing in their military, which inevitably led to their invasion of Ukraine. It just was bad.
Okay, well that's okay. There might even be a little bit of correlation, but to sit here and say that's exactly what that is just wrong. But okay, so
wait, what do you take objection to? I'm not understanding.
What's up? I don't think that this idea that Russia was building up their army under Trump to invade Ukraine is true. But regardless, okay.
I don't know if they were like
the annexation of Crimea under Donald Trump, or was that under someone else?
Oh, that was under Obama, but Donald Trump didn't do anything to get the land back. That's what I always find so funny about Trump supporters.
With things like know full well you can't undo that. Like once.
Well, no. But Donald Trump talks a big talk. He's like, I'm so I have great relationship with Putin. If I talk, Putin listens. But if Donald Trump has such a great relationship with Putin, why did he do nothing about Crimea? Why did he do nothing about the Donbass?
What do you mean? He never. First of all, he never said he would do anything about those things. He kept Putin.
Well, he constantly criticized Obama for it happening.
Taking other things. Putin wasn't posturing. Okay.
Hold on. He constantly criticized Obama for it. So it's something that the United States could have done, according to Donald Trump, because he has such a great relationship with Putin. Right?
That is not. He did not criticize Obama for not getting back Crimea. He criticized Obama for letting Crimea.
Yeah, he criticized Obama and Biden for these invasions taking place, saying it was somehow their fault. So you're saying that if an invasion takes place, it can't be undone, that there's no way to grant land
but I'm
back?
saying that it's completely irrelevant. I'm saying that there were no invasions taking place under Donald Trump.
I would constitute them occupying Crimea and the Donbass as a continuing invasion.
I mean, that's if you want to define things in however which way.
Well, of course it is. It's when the war started. It's when the Russia-Ukraine war started.
I mean, that's untrue. I mean, the war started. You could say that the war started when the Soviet Union broke up. I mean, you can define if you want to play the game where you can define things in any which way to prove your point.
No. It's not defining anything in any which way. This is the beginning of what we're seeing today, right? It's not like the invasion of Crimea, the annexation of Crimea and the Donbass are completely separate events and have no connection to what we're seeing today. Those are two very much interconnected events that Russia was almost emboldened by their invasion of Crimea And then that led them directly to invading in 2022. They looked at the invasion of Crimea and the annexation of Crimea and the Donbass, and they said, wow, the whole world didn't respond in a good way, which I would agree with. Like, the United States was not nearly as strong as we should have been in response to that invasion. And they felt because of that invasion that they could do the same thing in broader Ukraine.
So then why did they choose to do it under the Biden administration instead of the Trump administration?
Yeah, people think about this the wrong way. It has nothing to do with Trump or Biden or their administrations.
Why did it not?
Because Russia invaded at that time because they felt two main things. That number one, the world was distracted and that there would be a similar response. And that number two, their military was modern enough. So they felt that the world was distracted because, number one, Germany was transferring power from Chancellor Merkel to Chancellor Scholz. France was having upcoming elections. Great Britain had elections. They had some political divisions. There was a new wave of COVID taking over Europe. They were very much occupied with combating that new wave. The United States had our own political divisions. Midterms were right around the corner. And given our response in 2014, they didn't feel as if the United States would be as strong as we were in supporting Ukraine. And also, they felt like their military is modernized enough. With Secretary Blinken specifically, with his counterpart in Russia, he had consistently emphasized to him that, like, we have the military to do this. We have modernized. We've invested a lot in recent years. And if we want to do this, we can do this. We're not going to do this. They consistently denied the intelligence up until the invasion. But they said we could do this if we wanted to. So I think those are the main reasons.
Sorry, they modernized their military in the span of 2 years?
No, obviously not. Okay. That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I said that's why I said earlier that they modernized their military, and you were taken aback. You're like, well, you're saying the investment in their military under Donald Trump led to the invasion in Ukraine, or was part of? Yes, they've been modernizing their military for quite some time.
But again, this whole 2 years thing. Okay, but anyways, okay. First of all, 2020, 2019, 2018, obviously no significant changes happened in their military between that and 2022. First of all, like that's what.
Wait, say that again. Between when and when?
You said in 2 years their military wasn't like night and day.
I did not say that.
I
did not say that. I said that Russia felt as if their military had been modernized enough. This was a product of years-long investment. It was not just 2 years when Biden took office to then. It was before that, under Donald Trump, when they increased military spending.
Okay, is there anything specific you can point to that says that, okay, in 2022, their military was at some sort of like any tangible thing? Not to mention the whole thing's about distractions. I mean, there are elections happening all the time. Okay, there are also distractions all the time. Just the idea that there was this confluence of distractions in 2022 that really, gave way to a perfect, that's just not true.
What?
What do you mean?
So wait, okay. So
you pointed to a bunch of elections as to why the world was distracted. That's what you said.
Yeah, 100%.
There are always elections happening, though.
You have to hold on. Among the major powers, there are not elections always happening.
I mean,
and it wasn't just, as I mentioned, it wasn't just elections were happening.
The world was in office, there were elections happening as well.
It wasn't just that the world was having elections. It was also that there was a major wave of COVID that was taking up a lot of time of the major leaders, a lot of resources. They felt Russia was looking at the United States response in 2014 and the response of France, Germany, and all of our European counterparts. And they were saying, wow, that was a really weak response. Now imagine how weak it's going to be when we have new leadership and their resources are going to COVID. And it's winter. Russia historically loves invading in the winter. So they looked at all of these things and thought that was the right time to do so.
Now, first of all, I would argue that COVID, fund disbursement and how much we were investing in COVID, 2022 was less than it definitely was in 2020 and 2021. That's without even a question. So then why wouldn't they invade the winter of 2020 when there's actual distractions instead of this whole idea? We had elections coming up the next year. We had, I don't know if there were elections happening in other countries in 2020. I'm sure there were probably. In such important countries, I'm not too sure. But again, the world was 100% distracted in 2020. There's no question about that. So why would they not do it under Donald Trump when they had 2 years? You said 2 years.
Because as I mentioned, they didn't feel like under Donald Trump that their military was modernized enough, but they did heavily increase their military spending under Donald Trump.
And the 2 years, okay, because from 2020 to 2022, it's 2 years. You're saying that
no, it's not.
What do you mean?
I don't understand I don't know where you got this 2 years thing. I never even mentioned 2 years.
From 2020 to 2022, that's 2 years.
No, not from. They didn't start investing in their military heavily in 2020.
Okay, but
under Donald Trump from 2016. Well, not even under Donald Trump because it started mostly in 2016 or 2017-ish. From 2017 under Donald Trump to 2021, Russia increased their military funding heavily with the goal of modernizing, right? And that investment in modernizing their military led to them having, in their view, the capability to invade Ukraine. And they invaded Ukraine with the intention of like, hey, we have all this modern equipment. We've been investing in all these different types of missiles and these tanks and these modern tanks and this modern weaponry. We're going to steamroll Ukraine. And the United States and all these other countries are not going to come to their aid. And we'll just cruise right through. That was the Russian thinking. That was what they were saying in UN meetings and things like that. That was what they were saying privately to American officials when we confronted them about this stuff.
Okay, so you're saying that their investment payoffs differed significantly, again, between 2020 and 2022.
Where are you getting this 2-year thing? I don't
What do you
understand.
mean, where am I getting this 2-year thing?
Where are you
They
getting
started-
this 20 to
they started-
2022? I
they
just said that
started
the military
investing in
investment
2016.
from Russia to modernize their military started around 2017. Where are you getting this?
Right, again,
this
if
2-year
they
thing?
started investing in 2017, you're suggesting that the payoff took 5 years versus 3 years. Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm not saying a 5-year versus a 3-year funding plan. All I've said is that Russia invested heavily in modernizing their military under Donald Trump, and that investment in modernizing their military led, or at least in their view, gave them the ability to invade in 2022. Now, that was wrong. Russia did this invasion terribly, but that was their thinking.
Again, I'm not seeing where there's this, turning point in their military between, again, and you keep saying that it's just some sort of like point that doesn't exist, but their military was strong enough in 2020. There's no question about that. You haven't disputed that. Their military did not get significantly stronger in 2022. So why would they not do it when the entire world was in the middle of a pandemic and you have this leader
they were
that
also
you're
in the
saying
middle of a
is
pandemic.
weak on Russia?
Because they were also in the middle of a pandemic. And to be clear, if the calculus from Putin was that we're going to invade under Biden because he's weak, and we're specifically not going to invade under Donald Trump because he's strong, then that was really, really dumb. And Putin is not dumb, unfortunately.
No, 100%. But I do think that it was more so, this was on the heels of the Afghanistan withdrawal, right? So I think seeing the U.S. handle these situations very, very, very improperly emboldened Putin to take his actions.
No, I don't think that.
You don't think so?
I don't think that Afghanistan.
Definitely a correlation. You're just disagreeing.
No, I don't think that Afghanistan played a role because Russia's had chaotic withdrawals. They got out of Afghanistan at one point in the 90s. I don't think that Russia was like, oh, well, the United States pulled out of Afghanistan badly. Now we go and invade Ukraine. It's like, no, I'm telling you that they felt that their capabilities were stronger and the strongest it could be to invade Ukraine, stronger than it was in 2020. It had nothing to do with Donald Trump being president or Joe Biden being president. They viewed this as the right time to strike. The world was distracted. They felt that they modernized enough and that they could take Ukraine. They wanted to take Kyiv in 2 days, 24 to 72 hours. And they completely failed because Joe Biden came to Ukraine's aid and because we rallied 50 Western countries to fund Ukraine. But it had nothing to do with Biden being president and Putin being like, oh, Biden's weak, let's invade.
All right, we're not even going to see, so let's move on to China. Okay, so where are Trump's foreign policy positions lacking when it comes to China?
Yeah, we had a whole trade war with China that really screwed over farmers.
Okay, I don't know that it screwed over farmers. Could you elaborate on that? I will say this.
So Donald Trump had to pass.
Let you know that I'm not just let me say this first of all. Trade deficits don't mean jack shit. Okay, they obviously don't mean anything. So do you actually not necessarily?
I don't know what the fuck that means, to be honest. Do you think trade deficits don't you think that trade deficits
Have you read? Okay,
hurt
let me explain
farmers?
what that means. Have you read Adam Smith? Clearly not.
No. Do you in a real world application
that is real
in modern
world
America? No. In a real world application in modern America, do you not think that trade war with China hurt farmers?
I mean, could you describe what do you mean? Which farmers? What
Soybean farmers in particular.
in the United States? States. So I don't know how they got hurt. Now I have no idea. How they got hurt.
So for example, they got hurt so badly that Donald Trump had to pass an over $20 billion bailout bill for farmers. The federal government subsidizing farmers.
Okay,
They lost so much money.
Well, first of all, there's no problem subsidizing farmers. Okay, we should be able to make our own food.
Hold on. I don't disagree with saying, hey, let's help out our farmers if they need help. But Donald Trump put them in that position and then had to bail them out. So when you have a trade war with China and we have a trade deal that allowed all these farmers to have new avenues of trade with Asian countries, specifically Pacific Rim countries, these soybean farmers and different types of farmers in the United States. And then that trade route gets shut down because Donald Trump's like, you know what, fuck China. Let's put a bunch of tariffs on them, enter a trade war. And then all those trading avenues, which these people were relying on, get cut off. They're going to go broke. And I believe it was in 2019, farm bankruptcies went up 21%.
Okay,
from the year before.
There's so many. Well, first of all, interest rates. I mean, towards the end of my team are coming down, but in 18 we're obviously going up. You know this, hopefully. Okay, so there's all sorts of things to learn from. Regardless, it doesn't matter. However much we need to spend to protect our farmers, we're going to spend, no matter how much of it is self-inflicted. Let me say this, okay? I think going to a trade war because of deficits is very stupid, but I think that going into a trade war because they're using slaves is a very smart thing to do. We should not be allowing other countries to use slaves.
That's not why Donald Trump went to a trade war.
I 100% agree. I just said he went into a trade war because he thinks that deficits are important, which is untrue. And unfortunately, not every economics professor is going to tell you that deficits don't matter. But the fact of the matter is that deficits do not necessarily matter. Okay, it really, deficits don't tell you anything, right? So. But we did need to go into a trade war. What the rationale was doesn't really matter. We 100% needed to go into a trade war with China.
Why?
They're using slave labor. There's like zero question about that.
Okay, so then we go into a trade war with like all these countries we do trade with in Africa. They use slave labor as well, or?
I mean, absolutely. We should not allow imports from countries that are going to use slave labor.
So we're like going to ostracize ourselves from a bunch of our partners. My God, like, listen, I agree that all these countries, I agree that all these countries should not be using, I agree that all these countries should not be using employees in these ways. But there are a lot of countries we're allied with that do terrible things. So by your worldview.
Oh, terrible things is one thing. I'm talking about slave labor. This is a very specific thing.
Okay, so we're allied with like Saudi Arabia. We're allied with
Again, terrible
Turkey.
things is an abstraction. We could talk about the morality of all the stuff that happens in Saudi Arabia. I don't.
Well, hold on. So now you think we should go into a trade war?
That is an unfair. That is an unfair.
No. Listen. You're saying we should go into a trade war and hurt the livelihoods of millions of Americans, right? Because of the way that China conducts their labor practices. But when it comes to countries like Turkey, which have massive human rights abuses, or Saudi Arabia, which even killed an American journalist, and Donald Trump sucked up to him. Then it's like, well, we have to take a look at that relationship.
No. When we look at them killing people, okay, we're talking about trade right now. We're not talking about morality. We're talking.
Hold on, but wouldn't trade apply to this as well? That if you see like that doing bad things, we don't trade with them.
Slave labor is immoral. Like, there's no question about that.
100%.
It's also you cannot trade with someone who is using slave labor. It's automatically.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that we're putting like, if we're putting morals here, being like, oh yeah.
We're not doing morals. I'm doing it because it's an unfair trade.
You are doing morals.
I'm not doing morals. You
are doing morals.
It is a fundamentally unfair trade situation when your counterparty is using slave labor.
Wait. So you're not doing this from like slave labor is bad. You're doing this from they have a competitive advantage?
I already said 100%. We're talking about trade right now. That's what I just said. I said 100% slavery is immoral.
That's even crazier, man.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's immoral.
So wait. You don't even take a problem with this with slave labor as a practice.
I've said it like
in the
5
context of
times.
conversation.
It's immoral. Okay, I said it like 5 times, but we're talking about trade right now, and I've said that as well 5 times. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying we shouldn't trade with China at all?
What's up?
You're saying we shouldn't trade with China at all?
I mean, should we trade products that are not, produced using slave labor? Sure. But if they're using slave labor for certain products, especially those certain products, we should not allow into our country.
That's like
it's unfair.
So
just completely unfair.
China. So here, just if I'm clear under your worldview, fuck Mexico. They're one of our top 3 partners. They're not doing everything that Donald Trump wants to do. Let's stop trading with them. Screw China because their labor practices are not things that align with the United States. Let's stop trading with them. And then go down the other list of countries that we do plenty of trade with. India, we do plenty of trade with. Huge ally of the United States. You would say, let's not trade with them because they also have bad labor practices. All these people, cut them off. You're asking for an isolated United States. You're asking for an isolated United States. Because you know what?
Unfortunate.
If we cut Mexico, if we cut all these countries off, they'll find other people to trade with. Okay, and there are developing countries in Africa, in Asia right now that are begging for strong trading partners. And if we're just like, yeah, the United States is not going to compete for their business and their allyship, let's just push them to China because we don't really agree with the way that you conduct trade and the way you conduct labor, that hurts us.
Okay, I see how literally it hurts us, but just a few things. Okay, there's a lot there, so we got to go through a few things. Okay, first of all, I'm not sitting here going like, I'm assuming that every other country is looking at this from an economic perspective. Okay, and if they are truly looking at this from an economic perspective, they will not do trade with someone who is willing to do unfair trade practices. Okay, that's without question, right? The morality is another thing. Okay, but if they are allowing the slave labor and they're trading with someone who's doing slave labor, then not only is it immoral, it also makes zero economic sense, right? So I think that would, in the long term, that's just not going to be a good thing. If they're doing business,
China wouldn't be. I don't think would be unfair to these people, these countries, because there's no benefit for China being unfair. So what China's done recently, especially,
unfair to be using slaves.
No, I'm talking about in terms of like screwing them over is like giving them fair trade agreements with like these. And I don't mean like fair trade is like open trade. I mean like genuinely fair by the definition of fair with these Asian countries and these African countries. I don't think China would give them a bad deal.
Right, but if they're
so it makes sense for them to engage.
If China's using slave labor and these other countries are not using slave labor,
these other countries won't care.
I mean, then that's a huge problem. Like that's obviously
okay. Well, great. That can be a huge problem.
Ultimately,
but they're not going to care. A lot of countries in Africa have taken in billions of dollars in recent years of investment from China. So much so that they're like renaming schools in Africa in certain countries after Chinese leaders and these Chinese investors that have come in. China has literally funded railways and highways for trade in Africa, so they have an in with these countries, something that the United States has fallen very far behind. These countries do not give a damn about how China conducts their labor practices. They're going to make China money.
Okay.
And we, the United States, have fallen behind.
Well, we don't need to trade with anyone. We don't have any necessities. Do you really understand that we can produce? Well, no, really quickly. Do you understand that we have all the energy we need, not only to power everything, but to power ourselves? Do you understand?
Yeah, I love the cocoa trees that grow in Baltimore.
I mean, we don't need. Do we need chocolate? I don't think we need chocolate.
Oh my God.
Like, are you crazy?
Well, first of all, that's just an example. But second of all, I think that there would be a lot of pissed off people if something as basic as like chocolate, we can't get at the same rate that we were before. So, and also we import a lot of parts to build things in the United States from foreign countries. There is no possible way for the United States. We don't have the resources, number one.
That's untrue.
But it's no possible way for the
untrue.
Yes, it is.
Untrue.
Yes, it 100% is.
That is just.
Why do you think we get so much lumber from Canada?
Oh, okay. First of all, because it's cheaper from Canada. They have it's more abundant.
Okay, so it's cheaper and it's more dense. They have more of it.
Okay, yeah, of course.
And they have
more Canada than there is the United States, right?
No, there's more lumber in Canada than there is in the United States.
Okay, but there's also more Canada than there is the United States, and yes, there also is more lumber.
Sure, but that doesn't matter. We're just talking about like lumber generally. We do not have the resources by ourselves.
That is not true. That is not true.
100% the truth.
That is not true. First of all, we have. Whoa! You already said soybeans. Okay, which we don't even. We need corn and wheat. Okay, we can also support cattle. We can support chickens. Okay, we also have all the energy we could ever need to run any sort of machinery that we want to run. Okay, so there's just no question that we could easily sell. Why do you think America is what it is right now? It is literally because we have all we need right here.
No, it's not. It's because we've opened up our trade partners. Remember, like Japan, when they were an isolationist country all those years ago, they were failing by themselves until they opened up to other countries and started trading. We, the United States, only started becoming really powerful when we engaged with our allies and started trading with them. Not only do we not have all the resources here to be self-sufficient, we can't just cut every country off, but also trade is also amazing at building relationships with countries. And that's why the United States is so strong. Part of the reason.
Again, we 100% have enough resources to ourselves. That's just completely untrue. That we you don't have any basis for this. Do you have any basis?
Wait. Elaborate on your claim. Like, what's your evidence that we have all the resources we need?
Well, I'm actually from the Midwest, okay? Mm-hmm. And we have plenty. I know so many corn farmers, wheat farmers. We have the soil. We have perfect soil for corn, for wheat. Okay, we literally have perfect soil for these things, and that's really all we need. You feed the cows, you feed the chickens, corn and wheat. You feed the humans. the corn, the wheat, the chickens, the cows. Okay, there's really no, like, again, products and capitalism and all that, right? Like, a lot of that goes out the window when you're not trading with people. You're 100% correct. Like, there's no longer a market for chocolate if we stop trading for people. There's no question about that. But honestly, we don't need chocolate. Like, and I understand, like, it's very, like you said, there'd be pissed off people. You're 100% correct. But ultimately, I think it doesn't make any sense to do business with someone who is cheating you. And they are
wait. Just to be clear, like, wheat isn't everything. I don't understand, like, what, like, you're saying, oh, we have this great soil, we have all this farmland. It's like, yeah, I have no doubt that we have a lot of land in the Midwest and whatnot to grow our wheat and grow our crops. I have no doubt. Well, the United States produces a lot of wheat, sure. What about, like, cobalt? What about some of these, like, natural resources? What
do we need? Like, again, if we want these, again, I already said a lot of the products are going to go out the window. Just like cobalt, you can replace it with your cacao. Okay, it's the same thing.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Cobalt that are used in, like, electric vehicles and to build batteries and stuff?
I mean, dude, if we stop trading with people, we're probably not going to have cars. And, like realistically, that's just not going to be a reality anymore.
Oh, you're fucking trolling.
No, I'm not even trolling. And second of all, if you actually look at cars, let's circle back to cars specifically. Okay, our U.S. car industry is a joke. Okay, it's completely supported by the government. What do you mean?
What, so we don't have cars anymore?
I mean, if in this situation where we're not trading with other countries, yeah, there becomes less.
Okay, so we become substantially weaker.
Well, how do we become substantially weaker?
We don't have fucking cars. How are people who drive long distances that go to work every single day going to be able to get to work?
Again, a lot of businesses are just going to disappear if we're not able to trade with other people.
Yeah, man, you have a good rest of your night, all right? Just get the hell out of here. I'm done, bro. No. You can't be serious, bro. No. What the fuck? This guy just say we don't need cars anymore, bro? What the fuck? I can't even believe what I just heard, man. What, dude? What? I knew there was something off in that conversation. I was like, how far is this guy going to go? Yo, Katie, thanks for the $1 Charpine on top. I appreciate you. Jennifer, oh my God. Jennifer, thank you for the $40 just to support you. Remember, self-care is important as usual. Thank you for all that you do to teach. Jennifer, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Get some W's in the chat for Jennifer. I appreciate you. That's incredibly kind. I appreciate that, Jennifer. W for Jennifer in the chat. And she also sent, like, I think $50 yesterday after I got banned. So W for her as well, like 2 days in a row. You're amazing, Jennifer. We love you. Thank you so much for being here again. Joelle, thanks for the $5. How do you feel about SEAL Team Concubines winning worst tweet of the year? I think that's appropriate. Rosie, thanks for the $1. I'm going to sleep now. Have a good Christmas. Rosie, Merry Christmas to you. I know this was 55 minutes ago. I hope you're awake, but actually I hope you're asleep. Get some sleep, you know? Dessa, thanks for the $1. Not much, but I hope you get to feeling better. Me too, Des. I appreciate you. And I just appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Noelle, thanks for the $2. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Julia, thanks for the 50 cents. This is literally all I have. I'm so sorry, but Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Love you so much. Keep killing it. And Snowball / over Parker's dog. I appreciate you, Julia. Please save your money and enjoy your Christmas. If I can help out in any way, you let me know, all right? You know what, Julia? Actually, let me send you some money back. Let me help you out, because you know it's Christmas, right? I'll just send you a little bit, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. You know what I mean? We do what we can to give back. Isn't that the case, folks? Sydney, thanks for the $1. Everyone coming up and screaming and do the respectful version of flirting with Harry and send it on Venmo. That's funny. Jamie, thanks for the $1. Last time you were sick, I had suggested to get the red and white peppermints. Will help your throat when talking. Trust me, bro. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate you. That's a good suggestion. Russell, thanks for the $1. Merry Christmas, Harry. I wish I had enough for a real gift on TikTok because your lives helped my mental health after the election. And now I'm hooked. LOL. It's coming soon. I promise. I love your hat. And keep doing your content and what you're doing. Yo, Russell, my man, you don't have to send anything, brother. The fact that you're just here and supporting, man, that's what means the world to me. So save your money, man. And thanks. Thank you for telling me about the live, man. I appreciate that. Somber, thanks for the $3. Merry Christmas, Harry, and Merry Christmas to Snowball and the cats. I appreciate that. They will appreciate that too. Banana, thanks for the $1. Merry Christmas Eve. You are truly inspiring. I've started going on MAGA lives and debating them and getting into politics. It would be such an honor to meet you someday. Locate my dream. Also, if I had a political question, what would be the best way to ask you about it? Probably DM or something like that. I don't know, but I appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching and being here and consistently supporting. That's amazing. Abby, thank you for the $10. Harry Sismus. Oops, typo. I meant Merry Christmas and feel better. You filthy animal. Wow. Abby, wow. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Abby, for being here. It's very kind. And thank you for the $10. And thank you for the $1. I need the guests to make to make like a president wrap it the fuck up. There you go. And Jennifer, thanks for the $20 again. Two things. Where are your bracelets? Also, why give a non-voter after the election a platform? He forfeited his opinion. That's a good point, actually, Jennifer. That's a really good point, actually. Maggie, thanks for the $10. Oh, and I lost my bracelets. Very sad about it. One of them I lost. Maggie, thanks for the $10. Merry Christmas, Harry. We love you. Maggie, I love you back. Thank you for being here, Maggie. I appreciate you so very much. And Molly, thanks for the $20. Merry Christmas, Harry. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Hey, what's up, Harry?
What's up, man? One second, if you don't mind.
It sounds like you're past due for your COVID shot.
No, I just have a little bit of cold. Rodrigo, thanks for the $1.
Okay. Well, anyway, last time I was up here.
Can I just finish something really quickly, if you don't mind?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you. Amanda, thank you for the $50 on Cash App as well, Amanda. Please throw some W's in the chat for Amanda. She said, Merry Christmas. Amanda, Merry Christmas to you too. Please fill the chat with W's for her. I appreciate you so very much. Amanda, thank you. And I hope your Christmas is going amazing. And you're amazing as well. Harrison, thanks for the $1. Be more pro-union. I'm very pro-union. I love unions. Courtney, thanks for the $1. Your hat is that feeling when knee surgery is tomorrow. Well, Courtney, I don't quite understand, but I hope your knee surgery goes very well. Essence, thanks for the $3. What's with the Overwatch hate? I was just joking. TM, thanks for the $1 as well. Trying to find out. Whoa, I can't read that. Tatiana, thanks for the $1. Hope you're enjoying Friends and Family. I am, Tatiana. You too. Jenna, thanks for the $1.88. Harry, you're sick AF. Get sleep. I will soon. Don't worry. But I had to say hi to the people. Shakayla, thanks for the $1. You don't have to read out loud. I appreciate you, Shakayla. Thank you so much. Connor, thanks for the $10. What's your take on the New Jersey drones? They're not drones, they're planes. And the FBI said that there's nothing concerning there. And then finally, Tyler, thanks for the $1. That last guy, I can't read that out, Tyler. Anyway, Venmo, Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. Also drop a follow if you haven't already. We do these lives all the time. Double tap the screen. We're almost at 500,000 likes. All right, now you can go.
All right, cool. So last time I was up here, I called you out on your whole taking donations from Democrats, and then you ended up you ended up yelling at me for demeaning a little kid on the internet. But anyway, let's move past that.
I don't remember that.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you don't. You debate people all the time. And then another thing, the FBI claimed those are planes. Yeah, when's the last time the FBI told the truth? First of all,
all the time.
Okay, yeah. Well, when Cash Patel's in charge, then we can expect the truth. But furthermore,
why do you believe that it's not the truth?
Because, did they tell the truth when it came to the Biden laptop?
Yes.
Oh no, they didn't.
What lie did the FBI tell on the Biden laptop?
53 former Intel officials.
Wait, just say that first word again.
53.
And what was the next word?
Intel officials.
No. The word between 53 and Intel officials?
Former.
Okay. Meaning that these people were currently not. Hold on. They're former. They're not current FBI. And by the way, they said, no. Excuse me. Take it. No. No, it's former.
Okay, it's current and former.
No. It was former.
No, it's current and former.
Do you want to bet?
Sure.
How much?
Do you think Leon Panetta doesn't get current?
How much?
Leon Panetta doesn't get
How much?
Do you think Leon Panetta doesn't?
No. Wait. Hold on. How much? You want to bet $100 for Christmas that it's former or no?
The Democrats fund you. They raised $1 billion.
Now you're spiraling. You're going off the deep end.
Hold on, Harry.
No, you're spiraling. You're spiraling and you're going off the deep end.
One thing.
No, you're spiraling and going off the deep end.
I came here to ask you one thing, Harry.
Well,
that's too bad.
That's too bad. You've entered a different realm. No. Just relax. Just stop freaking out, man. It's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve, bro. Don't get too angry. All right. Just take a breather. Just recalibrate yourself. You'll be all right. All right. Okay. Just take a breather. You're on mute right now. So just hopefully you're not screaming at your phone. Just take a breather. It's Christmas Eve. I don't want you to freak out too much because I don't want the family members to be the victims of your anger tomorrow. At the breakfast table or lunch table, or whatever it might be, the dinner table. I don't want you screaming at them because on a live stream you got the work. So just take a breather and you can unmute when you're ready. All right, and we can continue our conversation.
All right, perfect. Can you
ready?
Explain to me when did you
hold on. No.
All right. Shh. Yeah, all right, Harry. Sure.
Good.
I came up here for one.
No. Shh.
Exactly. You don't
Good
want
boy.
To...
Good. No. Be quiet. Be quiet. Anyway, the Hill story. It says 50 former right there. The second word in the article, former. This is about the article. The 50 former intelligence officials. By the way, they also did make a determinative claim. They said, we believe this to have all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. They didn't say it is Russian disinformation. They said, we believe it to be or have the characteristics of a Russian disinformation campaign, right? It also wasn't the FBI. So can you give me an example of modern American history in recent years where the FBI lied, which makes you not believe their determination about the drones and whatnot?
Yeah, sure. So when they claimed that J6, right, they claimed there was no FBI informants.
Yes, there are not.
It's a white lie because they did have people out of uniform. 3 were directed to be there, and 24 were intel people that they were getting information from.
No,
that's 100. Okay. All right. Well, we can move past that because
do you have a source on that or no?
It really doesn't matter because you can go look at the recent
the Watchdog report that said that there were no undercover FBI agents there.
No, because they were informal informants.
So they weren't there on. Nobody from the FBI was there in an official capacity.
3 were there directed by the FBI.
Really? What's your source on that?
Harry, I'm not going to even go there with you because you're just going to.
It doesn't exist. You're making shit up.
No, you can go look at it.
No, you're making shit up. You're making shit up.
I'm not making shit up. This is
Yes, you are.
typical Democrat fashion, right?
No,
So
wait. The
FBI
typical Democrat fashion is asking you to provide a source for your claim. Really?
Okay, so when it's found, when Trump takes office, because most of the country who went and voted voted for Trump. They voted for a Republican House. They what most of
the majority of voters voted for somebody that's not Donald Trump. For the record.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you add up all the third party votes and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. I'm glad you added
just being correct here. You say the majority of voters.
Yeah, no, okay. All right, stand corrected for sure. When's the last time that a Republican won all of the swing states like Trump did?
2016 when Trump won?
All of the swing states?
Yeah, I mean, what were the swing states then?
2016. Yeah, that sounds accurate. So
Joe Biden also won all the swing states and more. So
when did you realize
Obama also won all the swing states and
when did you realize that Biden had a mental decline?
He doesn't have one.
Oh, he doesn't. You're still.
Is that what you were leading up to? By the way, can we hold on? Can we get back to this? Do you have a source to say that the FBI was there, please? Or no? You just also I find it so funny how I asked you for a source. And you're like, no, I won't give you one. And then you're like, this is typical Democrat fashion.
I'm saying that you're just ignoring.
Can you shh, good boy. You say this is typical Democrat fashion. It's like, the typical Democrat fashion is if I'm engaging in a conversation with you and you say something, I would like a source for you to be able to back that up.
Democrats are so accepting. So I'm a second generation immigrant, right? Came here legally, right? Okay. Came here legally.
I'm not sure if that's a source or anything.
You know, there's a difference between illegal and legal, right? So if you cross,
Donald Trump doesn't know that. So
he absolutely does,
he's a criminal. So
he's a criminal because he was charged for the same thing 33 times, and they had
30. First of all, it was 34, and he was charged with 34 felony counts and convicted of 34 felony counts because there are 34 different violations.
A judge who donates to a Stop Trump.
The judge. I don't know if you know how the justice system works, but the judge does not determine somebody's guilt.
Well, it doesn't matter because the jury instructions are written up by the judge, which absolutely do determine a person's.
And what issue did you take with the jury instructions?
Because they did not have to agree on which crimes. So it was.
That's not true.
Okay, well, you can deny that all you like.
I mean, I can bring up a lot of the.
Are you still denying that Biden has some kind of mental decline?
Well, first of all, you can't just bounce from misinformation to misinformation.
No, that's what I came here to ask you.
So I'm happy to answer your question. I'm happy to answer your question, but I'm going to answer the 3 things you just said in the past 2 minutes because your brain is
my
Trump
brain's
mush. It just
fine.
swirls from thing to thing.
I'm worth $60 million. I have my own enterprise here in California,
and I'm 6'5" and playing in the NBA.
Okay.
So there was no FBI informants or anybody in the official capacity there on January 6th.
There was 3.
The judge did not instruct the judge. You can keep talking, but I promise nobody cares what you have to say.
I don't give a fuck what your chat thinks.
Okay. Well, I think you're stupid. The judge in the
I
case.
think you're a bitch. What's the difference?
Well, I'm 22 and you're a grown man who has a family.
I'm 32.
You should be like. You have kids.
I'm 32.
You have kids.
See, here we go again. What did I start out? What did I start out my life with? He was going to go.
Do you have kids or not? Do you have kids or not? Go wrap presents for the kids. Go wrap presents for the kids. Go. Excuse me. Go wrap presents for the kids. Your wife is
sound asleep.
Your wife is taking care of all the wrapping. Go wrap presents for the kids. All right. Go put them under the tree.
They have.
Just be quiet. Just be quiet.
Fuck you.
Oh, did I make you mad? Did I make a little snowflake mad? Don't be so angry. Don't be so angry. You're so easy to provoke. You know that? You're like what? Like a grown ass man? You're so easy to provoke. It's so funny how you guys get so angry, man. So funny. Anyway, what was I saying? Where was I? Oh, that's right. The judge did not instruct the jury to they didn't have to be unanimous on the charged crimes. What the judge said is that, yes, they had to be unanimous that Donald Trump falsified business records with the intent to further or conceal another crime. What the jury didn't have to be unanimous on is what the underlying crime was that Donald Trump was trying to further, because he was not charged with that. So they have to be unanimous on charged crimes in order to be found guilty. But the statute says that somebody is guilty of falsifying business records in the first degree if they falsify business records with the intent to further or conceal another crime. So hypothetically, let's just say a jury says, yeah, Mark over there, or let's say this guy, this numbnuts, falsified business records because he wanted to conceal fraud. And 6 of them said that. And then the other six in the jury said, actually, I think he falsified business records to cover up a tax scheme. The entire jury agrees that you falsified business records with the intent to further or conceal another crime. And that's what the statute requires. That's all it is. Now, on the Biden, you mentioned Biden's supposed mental decline. No, I don't think it is a mental decline or whatever you're talking about. If that answers your question. Now you can stop being such an angry, bitter, middle-aged man. Yeah, it's Christmas, man. Get a grip.
All right,
are you still triggered, or are you good?
No, I'm not triggered at all, dude. My kids are sound asleep. Santa's on the way. They're happy. The wife's happy.
Well, your wife isn't. So get you to move on here. Come on.
All right, cool. Yeah, she's totally not happy in her 2021 Maybach. Yeah, she's not happy at all.
Well, she wishes it was a 2024 with the way that you behave.
Yeah, well, fucking Biden creates issues here. So.
Oh, I thought you had your $60 million estate that you'd be just fine.
It's funny though. What's funny is actually just recently, unfortunately, my grandmother passed away, and thanks to Trump's tax plan, her inheritance tax is a lot less than it would be under a Democrat's plan. So hey, let's throw an amen for that.
Yeah, and a bunch of middle class people also got screwed over. So
because
who's winning here, right?
80%
who's winning?
Further,
not a like a crazy. It's like, oh yeah, Trump's tax plan gave me more money. Thank you, Jack and Members.
Oh, me more money than my family earned.
Screw everybody. No, you didn't earn that. You didn't earn that money. She earned that money.
My family earned.
Yeah, she earned that money.
Okay, so the government gets to take 80% of it.
The tax beforehand was not 80%. First of all, but second of all, the government, your family used American markets in the United States.
We know how well
make that money. So
yeah, we know how well Gavin Newsom spends the money here.
He's great. Yeah, I like Gavin.
Yeah, he's Anyway, so you're still denying Biden's mental decline, right?
Yeah, I just saw him the other day.
Yeah,
I was in the Oval Office with him the other day. By the way,
you cannot look in the camera with a straight face and say this man is 100% mentally acute.
I just spoke to him the other day.
Look at the camera. Straight.
I don't need to do this stupid shit of look at the camera with a straight face. I'm telling you, I just spoke with him the other day. I was in the room with the President of the United States in the Oval Office. By the way, beautiful room.
Absolutely.
And I was talking to him about a number of things, and he was great. You know what was most impressive about Joe Biden? Before I went into the Oval Office, there was like 12 of us there at the White House. Before I went into the Oval Office with him, he came to the room we were in and spoke with us for 10 to 15 minutes or whatever.
That's cool.
Impromptu. He just decided to do it because he's a good person. And he was like talking to us about his record and everything he's accomplished. And he was going point by point by point on things he's accomplished, things he's most proud of, data points, very specific data points, dollar amounts to the penny on what programs got what. And I was blown away by this knowledge of detail.
Did you ask
when
him
I
how
hear
many-
when I hear when excuse me
No, no.
when I hear idiots like you come up here
Idiots.
and not know anything about January 6th and say that the FBI is lying, can't cite a specific example. You don't even know the own story that you're citing, and you
First
try
of
to
all,
say that
you
Joe
know, if
Biden.
American
No, just be
patriots-
quiet. Just be quiet. I don't need you speaking right now. I guarantee that much. That's certainly something I don't need. When I hear people like you trying to say that Biden isn't this or Biden isn't that, it's laughable. It's what is it? The Dunning-Kruger effect, whatever it might be, whatever the effect is that you think you're more qualified than you actually are. You're not that guy, pal. You're not him. You don't know quite what you're talking about. So maybe cut the app and go pick up a book for once in your life. Those pesky things. Yeah. Maybe pick up the New York Times, the news, something. I don't know. Man, the silence is so much better, isn't it? With him not yapping about some dumb shit.
Get a little fruitcake finger away from that mute button and stop being a fascist for 2 seconds.
Oh my God. You don't even, what's the definition of fascism? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. By the way, fruitcake finger, come on, you gotta be doing better than that. What are you talking about here?
No,
Man?
I'm proud of you, dude. Look at you. You're out here doing cool things. You know, you're a young kid, but I just wish, and I want you to know, with age comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes conservativeness. Okay, we'll be conservative one day.
Wisdom with age didn't come for you, unfortunately. It's still
I'm
catching
30
up. It'll get there.
I'm 32. What do you want me to do? I'm 32. I'm 10 years older than you, right?
Yeah.
And I have a high school diploma. Okay, no college degree, because I'm sure you can assume that, right?
I didn't assume anything about you.
Yeah. Well, I let me just tell you that you can thank every person that went out and voted for Donald Trump in 4 years. Okay.
No, I will not be doing that. He was president the first time, right? Like we already saw this, and it was terrible.
How old were you when he was president?
I always find this talking about specifically. I was between the ages of 14 and 18 years old.
Oh God, you were a toddler.
Oh wow, 14 is a toddler. I didn't know that. That's that's news to me. But also, like, 14, you understand that. I know
14. What were you doing when you were 14? Do you know? Do you have any life experience at all?
A lot of things. I know this is something that you and your friends are not familiar with. It's called reading. So just because you were a certain age when someone was president or some major event happened doesn't mean you don't learn about it. So, for example,
I said life experience.
You have some input and opinion about Abraham Lincoln's presidency, but you were not president. You were not alive when Abraham Lincoln was president. You know why you have an opinion about Abraham Lincoln's presidency? Because you read about his presidency in history class.
Don't have
maybe. I don't know if that's a given. Actually, I'm not quite sure with you. So you what you do is you educate yourself on things that happened before you, or educate yourself on things that were happening while you were alive, but you weren't really paying attention. And so that's what I did with Donald Trump. Yeah. And I guarantee you I can make a better argument about how terrible Donald Trump was in his first term than you could make in favor of his first term.
I can absolutely make an assertion on how Donald Trump's policies favor.
Okay. Can you name 5 policies that Donald Trump got passed through Congress that you like?
I can name, first of all, his tax plan, right? That includes 5 things that I think absolutely 100% benefited the middle class.
Okay, it's great. So let's go on to the next 4
inheritance
policies.
Tax, child.
Okay, yeah. I'm happy to talk about the tax law in a second, but I'm asking you to name 4 more policies.
They remain in Mexico. That
didn't go through Congress.
Did he sign it into executive order?
Yeah, but it didn't go through Congress.
Okay,
I'm asking
policies.
I'm asking policy through Congress specifically because Congress has more.
So now you're changing it because you don't like the ones that I'm specifically naming.
That's literally what I said the first time. That's what I said.
You said
the first time.
through Congress.
Yeah, through Congress. Policy through Congress. Can you name 5? That's what I asked the first time.
That's
literally what I said.
You said name 5 Trump policies.
Okay. Law. Wait. We have a third party here that can answer. Law. Did I say through Congress or did I say not through Congress?
Yes, sir.
Clip it. Clip it. Replay. All right, then replay it.
How do you suppose we do that? This is live. I don't have that. But anyway, through Congress. And if I believe I said it. Law said I said it. If you don't think I said it, that's fine. But through Congress, that's
just like he's just sucking off the Democrat pot like you do.
He's not a Democrat.
So hey,
Hold on. Before you talk your shit to law and then get like utterly humble,
independent.
Right?
I'm an
Just
independent too, and we can stand on polar opposites of the world.
Okay, that's great. But stop talking your shit to law before you get humbled, which you will in just a second.
He's and name just another one of your little trolls that
name
you pull
4
up
other policies. Name 4 other policies that Donald Trump got passed through Congress that you like. I like tax policy and what else?
All right. Yeah, no problem. So remain in Mexico, which was a policy.
That was not through Congress.
It was a policy.
That was not through Congress.
It was a policy.
It was an executive order, but
It
not
was
through
a
Congress.
policy, and he's going to push the same initiative.
Are you under the influence? I mean, are you not understanding what I'm saying here? It's through Congress.
That's not what you said. You said name.
I'm saying okay. Even if you're like, oh, that's not what you said, which I did say, but I digress. Even if you're like, you didn't say
Abraham
anything,
Accords.
great. If Donald Trump is so great
Abraham
and you know
Accords.
so much and you know so
Abraham
much about Donald
Accords.
Trump,
Abraham Accords.
then that was not through Congress.
Abraham Accords.
It's not through Congress.
Okay, that's not what you said, Harry.
I'm saying okay. I'm saying it now. How about that?
Radical Congress would have passed anything, and yeah,
He controlled the House and the Senate for the first 2 years of his presidency.
Exactly. And believe
Right.
me, I have.
And I can name you 5 policies that Joe Biden got through Congress in his first 2 years of office. Now do it for Donald
And
Trump.
I have.
Four more.
I have.
more.
And guess what?
Buddy.
This
Hey. Just take a breather for a second. This should not be hard for you, right?
Sure.
You shouldn't be like, oh, well, you're putting this restriction on it. You're putting this restriction on it. If you know more than I do,
Here
and
we
I'm just
go.
a kid.
Side
and I'm just-
talking everything.
Just be
Here we go.
quiet.
Wait, let's-
Just be quiet. Nobody needs to hear your angry rant right now. Just be quiet. If I'm just a kid, I don't know as much as you, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, and you know so much, this should be so easy for you to just tell me
That's
4
fitting.
policies that Donald Trump got passed through Congress. Well, you named the tax policy, which is correct. He got that through Congress. Name 4 more.
Yeah, and you know how much money the tax policy saved my family and
I don't care.
my
I
kids'
don't care.
kids.
I don't care.
See, you don't care about middle class. You don't care about
No.
kids.
I just told you that I told you that I'm happy to talk about the tax policy with you in just a second.
Prove
but
to
I'm
me
not
where
talking
you
about
said
that right now.
through Congress, and then
Yep,
we can
through
agree on
Congress.
that.
Through Congress.
No, because the first 2 years were a waste because he was being impeached before he was inaugurated.
He was not being impeached before he was inaugurated. That's not true.
Oh no, there was not Democrats. calling
So
for
just to be clear, your
impeachment
view is
before
that
he was- because of
you
the
can't.
fake Russian
Your view is that he
dossier
only
Hillary
got
Clinton
through.
went and paid
Wait.
off.
Your view is that he only got through one major policy. Is that what you're saying to me?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so then what are the other major policies he got through?
I'm telling you which ones I.
You don't know, man. The problem is like you come in here so
Abraham
hot and
Accords,
bothered.
right?
You come in here
What
so
did
hot
the
and
Abraham
bothered.
Accords do? Okay.
Wait. What did the Abraham Accords do?
The Abraham Accords created peace in the Middle East. And what
Between
have
who?
Democrats?
What countries were involved? What countries were involved?
What have Democrats done?
Wait.
for peace?
What countries?
What new
you don't even
wars
know.
were
You don't
started
know.
under
What-
Trump?
You don't know what countries were involved in the Abraham Accords.
No, I'm sitting here telling you what
You
policies.
don't fucking know.
You don't
How
like
the
it.
fuck are you
You
up
don't
here
like it at
citing
all.
this stuff? How the
You don't
fuck are
like
you
it.
up here citing this stuff? And you're like, oh yeah, it's so great. You don't even know what countries were involved.
I absolutely do.
Okay, what countries?
I'm not going to sit here and please you and your little bullshit.
Dude, it's so bad, bro. It's so
You can't even admit Biden has
so bad,
dementia.
man. It's so bad. No. Don't hit me with the you can't even do this. You can't even do that. You're a meathead that
You
doesn't
just
know anything.
deny it until you die.
You're a meathead that doesn't know anything.
Well, at
buddy.
least you know that.
You can't even tell me about the policy that you cited. Man. You can't even tell me about the policy you cited, man.
So how many wars?
So can you name me
how
4
many
of the
new
policies
wars were
that
started under Trump?
Can you name me 4 other policies that Donald Trump got passed through Congress or no? Are you just like conceding that Donald Trump didn't get anything
Through
passed?
Congress. Oh, because that Congress was the most radical Congress in U.S. history.
So
Because all
a
they
Congress
did-
controlled by the Republicans is
No,
radical now?
I'm not
according to you?
talking about the first 2 years.
Okay, so when the Democrats controlled only the House by like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 seats, that was a radical Congress?
So before Trump even was inaugurated, Democrats were already starting the impeachment process.
He wasn't impeached for anything pertaining
No.
to Russia, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
No, I do because there was no evidence supporting it. Unlike Pennsylvania.
Okay, so then how are you saying that an impeachment
that
process
went on
was starting before?
on national news networks around the world and said that we have undeniable proof that Donald
Who?
Trump was in collusion with Russia, which
Who?
was an absolute lie. And here
Who?
you
Who?
are.
Who?
Here the
Who?
Democrats are still.
Who said
supporting
that? Who said that?
Adam
said
Schiff.
that? Adam Schiff did not say we have undeniable evidence on multiple different news networks that Donald Trump colluded with the Russians. That's not.
Oh, he didn't.
Yes, he did not.
I mean, it's really easy for your chat to figure out that that's a fucking lie.
I would highly encourage my chat to go research that as well. I encourage my chat to research everything. I would encourage you to research things. I would encourage you to research the
I
policy
did.
that you're
I
citing.
did.
You don't
And I
even know
think-
what the signatory
and guess
countries
what?
are in the
And
Abraham
guess what?
Accords. You don't
Half
know.
of
You don't know how
America-
to.
half of
You
the
don't know the
voting-
other 4 policies that Donald Trump got passed through
The
Congress.
American people
You don't know anything.
voted in Trump for a reason.
You don't even know
Because
why you
we're
support
sick-
Donald Trump.
It's because we're sick of your kind of bullshit.
You don't know anything.
You don't know fucking anything.
I'm asking you to name
sitting in a
policy
chair.
of which you support. You can't.
And I told you a few of them, and you said no, that wasn't passed. by Congress.
No. I asked through Congress specifically, and you can't name policy you got through Congress. So either you can see that Donald Trump is an incredibly ineffective president,
Harry.
or
Guess what? You should just be happy that you get to sit behind your little fucking phone all day and not have to go out and work like a real man and be an iron worker or a steel worker or any kind of contracting job. You should be happy because you are treated.
No, I'm happy I get to piss off
treated
people
like a
like you.
girl in the medieval times. Okay, you're protected behind your little.
I didn't know medieval times had live streaming.
Chat. You're protected.
And that's news to me. I didn't know that medieval times they had iPhones and live
streaming.
streaming. That's
went and
peculiar
fought
to
for
me.
your right to sit here and bitch like a little girl.
And they fought for your right to be fucking stupid.
No,
So,
they
you know,
fought
we're
for
in
my
the
right
same-
to sit
we're in
here
the
and
same
tell
group.
you that you're acting like a little fucking girl.
You're right. They
all the
absolutely
fucking
fought for that
time.
right.
And
They fought for that
America
right, but they
doesn't
also
have
fought
a
for my
fucking
right to like
clue
embarrass you
what
in
it
front of
is
like
to
whatever
be
4,000
a fucking human. They don't have a clue.
Harry, real quick, if you're acting like a little girl, he might end up following you, judging by his following list.
Oh no! Hold on now. Let's go take a look. Let's
Take a look.
let's
Pull
take a
it
look.
up. Yeah. Pull it
Let's
up.
take a look. Oh no! Oh wait. First of all, this is you. Hold on. Wait, that's you?
That's me, baby.
Oh God! God love your wife. Holy.
God love America.
That's. Does your wife know you follow all these women?
My wife she's right here. You want to talk to her?
Yeah. Does your wife know? Yeah. Bring her over here. Oh no! Wow, you follow.
Pull him up.
Yeah, is she here?
Yeah.
Let me hear her. Is she hello?
Let's go, Harry.
Where is she?
Come on,
Hello?
pull it up, Harry.
Hello, is she here?
Pull it up, Harry.
I have it right here. I'm looking at
Pull
your
it
phone.
up,
It's right here.
Harry.
Is she here?
Pull them all up, Harry.
Yeah. Your wife's not there. You're caught in another
Pull them
lie.
up, Harry.
You're caught in another
Don't be a
lie.
bitch. Don't be
man.
a
You just
fucking
can't
bitch.
stop
Don't be
lying,
a
man.
bitch,
You can't
Harry.
just can't stop lying.
Don't be a bitch, Harry.
You just can't stop lying.
Harry,
You just
you're
can't
being a
stop lying,
bitch.
can you?
You're being a bitch once again.
You just can't stop lying. By the way, didn't you say your wife was asleep earlier? Now she's apparently here. So which one is it, buddy?
I'll wake her up if I want to. You can just
Oh, so now you're admitting that you were caught in a lie. That you just went, hey, my wife's right here. Pull it up. Oh,
yeah, she's
my
right.
God.
Oh, so right here and awake are two different things?
Well, when you're saying she's right here, that
conversation?
implies that she's like awake and like able to
does that?
engage in
Does that?
conversation.
Does that imply that she's awake? If
Yes,
I'm
it does
literally
imply that,
laying
yes.
next to her and she's laying right here asleep, and I said she's right here. that
You're
means
laying.
she's awake.
Hold on. Think about how sad
You're
what you just said is.
fucking
You're laying in bed
This
with
is
your
why you
wife
don't think
and you're
Biden
online
has
arguing
control
with
of-
young men. Oh, he got removed for community guidelines violations. Anyway, very sad individual. So my God, like the amount of women that he follows are. I mean, look, just woman, and they all look like young, man. It's kind of crazy, bro. And that's him, by the way. Y'all were concerned about who's behind that, man. He seems like primed for a crash out of sorts. I gotta go to the bathroom, man. I've been drinking so much water. Law, speak to the people if you want.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me. This is my backup. I get my regular account restored tomorrow after a spicy hypothetical involving a cactus and somebody's orifice. So I apologize for that. But we have 4,000 people in here. Harry is a little bit low on likes. If everybody could fill up the bar 2 times, we'll be almost to 1 million, which would be awesome. So I know you guys are. Oh, sorry, I'm a little muffled. Apologize. It might be my new phone case. Let me know if that's any better, guys. I apologize. But yeah, let's fill up the bar 2 times. Let's get Harry a big surprise when he comes back here. Thank you, guys. And also, I wanted to fill you guys in on some donations. I received some donations my last time that I was live. After telling you guys about the homeless guy, we were able to, after I got his charges dismissed, we were able to, through your guys' support in the Cash App and Venmo on my link in my profile, get him back to a shelter, get him some walking around money, get him a new winter coat, a new hat, gloves, and a backpack. But then we got a big donation from gosh, who was it? Lindsay. And I was able to send over to the jail some care packages for some unhoused people who are unfortunately spending the holidays incarcerated. And a lot of these people are in for what's called a probation violation. When you're on probation, if you violate it, particularly by using drugs or alcohol, tends to be one of these things. You can get a violation, and a lot of times they'll reinstate you on probation, but the government wants to get their pound of flesh. So they lock you up for, 15, 30, 60, 90 days, whatever the case may be. And I just don't think somebody who is struggling with substance use disorder should be lonely on the holidays. So through Lindsay's donation, we were able to send care packages to 12 people and also give them some tablet time. They have tablets that they use in the jail. And I was able to, through your guys' donations, buy them some ability to at least listen to some music, send some emails home to family, read some ebooks, or listen to some audiobooks. So I really appreciate your guys' support.
I mean, can we just get like fucking endless W's for Law in the chat? I mean, that's and Lindsay and all the amazing people that made that happen. That is so cool. So W's in the chat for Law, man, and Lindsay and all the people that donated to coordinate this stuff. This is fantastic, man. Seriously, it's important work, and it goes a long way for a lot of people this holiday season. So, yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad I caught the end of that. That's really cool.
And Harry, we got you up about 200,000 while you were gone. So
wow, holy shit, you're right, you did. Wow, golly, there's nobody better. There's nobody better than Law of the Wild at rallying the troops, man. So I appreciate that, man. Julie, thanks for the $50 saying Merry Christmas. Can we get some W's for Julie in the chat as well? I know this was like 33 minutes ago. Sorry, I was dealing with the freak before. So Julie, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you. You're amazing. You're amazing. W Julie. Sydney, thanks for the $1. I'm still waiting on our Ohio date. I went out with someone today and they sang Screamo music to me on top of that. I don't even know how to respond to that. To be honest, that is insane. Paige, thanks for the $15. Happy holidays. I'm watching you, and we absolutely agree on politics that you've still educated me on so much. Paige, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here, Paige. That's incredibly kind, and Merry Christmas to you too. Bella, thanks for the $1. How to say W Harry after seeing your cats feed dog beef with Parker. W cat owners. Yeah, everybody, go check out that the beef. Parker and I are beefing right now. I mean, not really, but we're beefing. Check out our backup accounts. We post videos. Blair, thanks for the $15. Merry Christmas. Feel better and always love to watch and learn. Blair, it's always amazing with you here. It always makes life better. So appreciate you, Blair. Thanks for being back here. Sarah, thanks for the $5. Thanks for what you do. Sarah, thank you for what you do. I appreciate you. Abby, thanks for the $1. No need to read out loud. You got it. Oh, you're right. Hannah, thanks for the $1. Rosie's getting some sleep, and also can we don't disassist merch for Christmas? Is maybe it's coming with the NCAA games. Lindsay, thanks for the $1. Merry Christmas, Harry. Hope you start feeling better. Me too, Lindsay. I appreciate your well wishes. Thank you, and Merry Christmas. Alex, thanks for the $1. How do you feel about a 0% corporate tax rate? Sorry, advocated for by economists like Milton Friedman. Wrong. Terrible. Milton Friedman sucks, first of all. There's a huge difference between a corporate tax rate than a tariff. I won't get into all of that right now. Maybe later. I should do that. I'll do that before I end the live. Jennifer, thanks for the $20. Read to self. I like that idea, Jennifer. That's a really, I've been told to do that before. I haven't done it yet, but I like that. Christy, thanks for the $5. I'm so sorry you're sick for Christmas. I hope Santa brings some of these MAGAs a brain this year. Well, it happens. That's okay. And I do too. Yeah. Allie, thanks for the $1. 14-year toddler coming from the same kind of people that call fetuses babies is so silly. It's a good point, actually. Francesca, thanks for the 20 cents. I have a very specific personal experience regarding Trump's own cognitive decline / stupidity. Sorry, I can't read without coughing. I would like to come on live and tell you, or if I can potentially DM it to you so you can utilize in the future. Yeah, shoot me a DM. Absolutely. We can make that happen for sure. And Pauline, thanks for the $10 as well. Happy holidays, Harry. Hope you've been getting better and getting rest. Love the Grin chat, by the way. Trying to get some rest. I haven't been able to Peloton. It's annoying. People that are doing Harry Bingo right now probably just won. Caitlin, thanks for the $1. Please talk about the honestly, I don't even know what that is, Caitlin. Leah, thanks for the $3. Hi, Harry. Love your lives. You're so funny. Leah, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Caitlin, thanks for the $1. GutterX helps steal from my farm on YouTube for PBMs. Oh, that's what you're referencing. Gotcha. Tatiana, thanks for the $1. Easy on his parents. We can multitask. Yeah. Well, that guy couldn't. You definitely can. Tyler, thanks for the $1. Trump's ties to Musk. Trump ties Musk's shoes to be a little good orange boy. Wow. You guys have some interesting thoughts. Anyway, Venmo Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. Venmo Cash App in Law of the Wilds, link in the bio, to continue to help people who need it the most. So I'd highly recommend you go there.
Marina, I got your 25. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
W Marina. All right, Liam. Is this Liam that we know, or is this a new Liam?
Only. I don't have a beef with you tonight, though, so don't worry.
What do you want, Liam?
Merry Christmas. We can start with that.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Did Parker get you sick? Is that what's going on? Because I noticed he was sick recently as well.
I think it was Chris. I think it was Chris that got us all sick in DC.
I hope you feel better soon.
Thanks, Liam.
Just wanted a couple of questions for you. As far as Trump goes, I know you don't speak on a lot of the good stuff that the man has accomplished or is trying to accomplish. It's kind of a lot of fear mongering at this point. He's not even been, inaugurated yet and all that stuff. But what do you think of the Panama Canal and kind of what was going on with all of that?
I think it's stupid. I think him threatening our allies and saying he wants to take back land that's no longer ours, I think is dumb.
You don't think that he's just pushing his power and stuff around and trying to accomplish as much as possible? I mean, we bought and paid for the Panama Canal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how much they charge for ships to go through the Panama Canal, right?
Yeah, it's something I was just looking at earlier. It's like the United States spends like $200 million a year or something like that.
Yeah.
What's up, Dean?
Yeah. Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas, Dean. Wow. I guess from an atheist, I guess it's not a Merry Christmas. So I'm not surprised you wouldn't say Merry Christmas.
I just said Merry Christmas to me, numbnuts. Yeah,
I said Merry Christmas to Dean, and he didn't say shit. So
well, it's because we don't like you. So.
Not
like
because
you.
I'm an
why
atheist.
don't you like me?
Because you're weird.
Because I'm opposition. I'm what you guys.
No. It is no. It's nothing to do with opposition. I have plenty of friends in my personal life that I disagree with, that disagree with me fundamentally on whatever it might be, healthcare or infrastructure, whatever it might be, right? But you're just very strange. Like, you just go live with our faces specifically, and I think that's weird. So I that's how I feel. And I can't speak for Dean or Law, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it's like. I mean, my whole family is MAGA. I just spent 3 hours with a bunch of Trump-supporting Republicans. It has nothing to do with your political views. It has to do with your
Why
parties.
is it that prior to any of the pushback that I did, my face was thrown out there in clips of you guys, and your people did all of that? Now it comes back that I'm the weirdo grifting off of you guys, and I don't make any money off of TikTok. Why is that? Doesn't that sound weird?
People clipped you because I embarrassed you on live, and
No, you didn't. You embarrassed yourself, Dean. Okay.
That's a cope.
I think the majority opinion is that you got embarrassed.
Yeah.
I believe that you can clip anybody and send it out there at any point in time, and you can embarrass them. That doesn't mean that it's reality. Anyway, back to the
I mean, in some ways you could, but like, it wasn't selectively edited to make you look bad. You just look bad in those.
It was, dude. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. You never really like, and I mean this like genuinely. I mean this sincerely. I've never like been in a debate with you or seen you debate or like seen clips of you, and I'd be like, oh, you actually made like a good point. Like, I think most of like the arguments you make are like, kind of weak, and like the whole streaming with our faces in the background is just, it's very strange. And I think it's like especially strange for like a grown man to be doing that.
And I can kind of demonstrate how this is true. Like, for instance, you're just making an argument about the Panama Canal, about how we built it, we paid for it, we should have it back because they're ripping us off. So if you're in a relationship...
No, I never said we should have it back. I never said we should have it back.
So what were you advocating for then?
I was just advocating for that. I don't think that Donald Trump in a whole wants it back either. I know that he said that, but I believe that
Trump's lying.
He wants the price of ships going through the Panama Canal to go way down. I mean,
they literally have to assume that Trump is
wait a minute,
some mastermind that has a plan for why he says the not so smart stuff that he does.
It depends on size of the ship, but dude, they're up near $300,000 to cruise through the Panama Canal. You know how much that hikes up the cost of goods?
What was the number you said?
60,000 to 300,000. per ship.
Per what? Per ship?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like that. Like we shouldn't be paying as much as we do.
Cool.
Maybe even
All right. Now, what has the Biden administration done about that?
They've done nothing with Panama. But if you care
Who have they fired from their cabinet? Who have they fired from their cabinet?
If you care about the prices of goods,
who have they fired from their cabinet?
Let me speak before you do. If you care about the prices of goods, you probably wouldn't support the Trump administration, knowing that they are actively trying to increase them. Oh, we've been in this place like a billion times. Yeah. We've had the conversation about tariffs day in and day out, Liam. Sitting over here saying that Biden and Harris are terrible because they did nothing about the Panama Canal, but Trump is my glorious king, even though it's projected that his tariffs on Canada specifically will raise the price of a gallon of your gas by 70 cents.
See, you know what the thing that it shows how how you have no empathy at all, Dean. Let me tell you. Let me show you. Let me just.
How did you extrapolate that?
Yeah.
How the fuck did you extrapolate that statement?
Let me discuss with your chat here how pathetic this conversation is with tariffs. Donald Trump talking about tariffs.
That's why I don't like you, man.
Why is that, dude? Because I'm having a decent conversation with you. You don't like me. Why?
You just
because you're an asshole and you can't have a conversation with me.
Can you like take a breather? My God, you're just 24/7 annoying.
I don't come up here.
Dean was responding.
I never came up here and told you I dislike you, dude.
Okay, well I'm telling you I dislike you.
Wait, your whole thing is running in the background calling us beta.
Yeah, pretty sure your label for me is what, confused or something like that? I don't know. Whatever you said, whatever your label is. For
I can discuss that, and I can discuss beta for.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
How are you not confused when you told us that Biden was fit for 4 more years? How are you not?
He is still fit.
I still think Biden's fit. So when Dean is like making a statement about how tariffs are going to hurt the people and raise prices, specifically with gas prices, and for you to make a big deal over the Panama Canal, which comparatively to tariffs would have a minimal impact on prices, and for you to be like, yeah, this is why Dean has no empathy. I think that's an insane.
Yeah, but
almost impossible conclusion to draw.
I come to a logic.
Actually, I think it's one sec. I think it's the opposite. Wouldn't Dean have empathy if he's saying like, yeah, I don't want somebody in office that raises prices for middle class Americans? Isn't that
if you were playing chess and not checkers? Yeah, I can.
Because Trump historically is so good at playing chess, and he thinks in 4D chess actually, and he's just always taking advantage of leaders and getting the win. Hey, is that why Donald Trump passed a huge farm bill and had to bail out farmers during the trade war with China?
Why don't you make me look like a fool and ask me what the fuck I mean? Why don't you do that?
Well, I typically strive for hearing you speak less. So I don't really want to.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Trump is so good, Mr. Mastermind over here, and that he's like fooled Putin into thinking that.
Where those leaked criminal
documents came from?
Why did Donald Trump talk to Trudeau, Mexico?
Well, actually, it's because Trudeau wanted to talk to Trump about how bad tariffs are.
Can I finish speaking?
No.
So why did Trump talk to Trudeau? Let's just stay with Trudeau. Why did he talk to Trudeau?
Trudeau wanted to meet with Trump at Mar-a-Lago to describe to him how bad tariffs are.
Okay. Why did he, out of his own mouth, why on Truth Social did he say he was going to implicate tariffs on Mexico and Canada?
For the same reason that he wants to implement tariffs on every other country?
Why is that? Why is that, Dean?
We don't know.
This is how bad you guys are at giving actual proper information to your chat, okay? Donald Trump stated, fact check me, boys, okay?
Yep.
To stop the F substance from coming across both directions, across the border. That's why his meeting was. He said, I want to stop the flow of this stuff from unaliving Americans, okay? We have 75,000 unalivings from that a year in the United States.
They've gone down from 2020.
If he could cut that in half,
I have a question.
35,000 lives would be saved. say,
I got
you
a
guys are
question.
sitting here talking about how eggs are going to cost more. That's why I'm talking about how Dean has no empathy. Okay, now
Hey, Liam. how
now
about
do you see what I'm talking
hey,
about?
Liam, how about you be quiet? My uncle died from an overdose on the F drug. So saying that I'm unempathetic, because I like don't care about this. My uncle died because of an overdose on the F drug. So that's insane for you to say. Like absolutely absurd.
What do they call this? A red herring or something? What's
A
this
red
fucking-
fucking herring?
Yeah, you guys have a name for it. What's it
What?
called? Deflecting red herring. I know it's all your little.
What the hell?
What the hell are you talking about? Oh my.
Wait, shouldn't the fact that my mom's brother OD'd on the F drug and died like demonstrate that I probably
Look what
do
you
have
just did,
empathy?
Dean. Dean, look what you just did.
Why do you think I
Look
grew
what you
up like
just
partially
did.
homeless?
You
at
just
times?
start. Wait a minute. You just started on
It
tariffs.
was because my mother was addicted
Wait, I
to
got
the
it.
F
I got it.
drug.
But you just started in on this conversation about how tariffs were going to raise the prices. Now you found out that Trump wants to stop the F substance coming across the border, and you jump to how that's relative to you.
Liam, I'm gonna break this down really fucking simple for you numbnuts. You were saying that Dean has no empathy, and it's because Trump wants to stop F drug overdoses. Dean is demonstrating to you that he's been personally affected by this. So for you to come up here and yap with your big ass mouth that Dean doesn't have empathy, you're out of your league here, buddy. You're not no goddamn idea what you're talking about. That's what Dean's saying to you right now. And you're going off on this whole tirade trying to, now you know you're in a corner, you're in a bad spot. So you have to keep talking and talking and talking until something, no, just be quiet. You have to keep talking and talking and talking until something lands, but it's not landing, buddy. Just say, okay, I'm sorry, and then move on. That's all.
I'm going to say that I'm sorry because every one of us have had to deal with unalivings from this poison. And this guy is going to start talking to me about tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China. And this is where I'm going to apologize for what, dude?
For saying that I don't have empathy.
Apologize
for these
that he
things?
wants to talk about
Liam, I'm telling you what you need to apologize for. For saying that I don't have empathy for these things when the F drug made me at times homeless growing up and unalived my uncle.
Well, you know what? We have something in common because I've been homeless as well, dude, growing up.
Okay, so that doesn't respond to what Dean just said. He's not asking you to find like something.
And I also have
by
family members who have been unalived from this stuff, okay? So I get you. We have that.
Yeah, but Dean's not claiming that you don't have empathy.
My point,
You're claiming that Dean doesn't have empathy.
I will apologize for this. I'm being a little bit harsh in saying that you don't have empathy, okay? What I was saying is if you don't understand the facts, why Donald Trump is talking about putting these tariffs,
what percentage?
He was not saying his biggest concern was the price of goods or some shit. He said, listen to the words that are coming out of his mouth. I want to stop the flow of F stuff coming across the border.
What percentage of F drug trafficked across our southern border is trafficked by our own citizens, Liam?
I don't know, a big percentage. I know that the majority of it comes from Sinaloa. It also comes from China.
Thank you for the $5.
Okay.
85%.
It's not. Listen, it's not just like it's.
Can you give me an example of a piece of legislation ever passed or drafted by Donald Trump, or those in which would surround him, given his administration, to address the citizens that are trafficking these drugs across our southern border through legal ports of entry?
I don't think that I could give you a piece of legislation that he has worked on. Okay,
Yeah, so it's like when you say that, like,
wait
you'd
a
be
minute,
happy
you're
even
asking
if we went to
questions.
just
Let me engage.
I asked you a question and your answer.
Let me engage.
I asked you the question and you answered the question. Good job, buddy. So when
No,
you like, made the
I
claim
didn't
that you'd be
answer
happy
that.
to even see like this like cut in half, bro. Well, and then like we could recognize that our own citizens are trafficking these drugs through legal ports of entry, and that is 85% of the F drug that comes into our country over our southern border. And like Trump has never even pondered on how that could be solved for even 1 microsecond, because he's all too fixated on undocumented migrants and like blaming them, right, demonizing them, making them out to be the ever so shady boogeyman that's going to grape your wife and unalive your kids and eat your family.
Here
dog.
comes the monologue.
Like, what we actually need to be doing in this circumstance is focusing on revising the legal ports of entry and making the processes more difficult for citizens.
Dude, you're so annoying listening to you speak.
Traffic drugs.
So you just put forward a solution that would be effective, and you're just sitting over here yapping and being like, "Oh, you're so annoying." Why don't you just open your goddamn ears for 5 seconds and maybe you'd learn something?
I'm trying to learn, and I'm listening. But you're so disingenuous, Dean, and this is a voice that
no, I'm just smart.
Carry. It's just like this. It literally, no, I'm being serious, dude. That's what I call. That's why I said the beta thing about you, because you have to talk to people.
Be careful,
like,
I'm gonna mog you.
What are we doing our push-up contest, by the way? I'm still waiting.
Real. Let's all watch it right now. Liam, I want you to do a push-up contest against Harry for Christmas.
We should do that pretty soon, and we should do it all for charity.
That's fine.
Wait, let's do it right now. I want to watch you guys do it.
It can be whatever. It can be push-ups. It can be sit-ups. It can be planks. It can be whatever you want. Curls.
Shelly, thank you for the $10 on Venmo.
Whatever you want, Liam.
Well,
do it against Harry right now.
We'll figure it out. You can DM me.
Why do we got to? Let's just figure it out right now.
I'm not doing it right now. I'm not in the right place.
He keeps running away. Apparently I'm beta. He keeps running away. I'm sick right now as well. I'm sick.
You're mentally sick, yeah.
Oh, Liam, that was such a good burn. Yeah, just to be clear, I'm mentally sick. This is coming from the guy who puts my face up behind him every single day.
Every single day. You might be exaggerating there, bro.
No,
every other day, whatever schedule you're on
every
right
day.
Listen, I've made some good gifts off you guys. You know,
Weren't you just saying a moment ago you don't make money from this?
Oh, that's right. I don't. That's right. You're right. Yeah.
So
good.
Do you make money off it or do you not, Liam?
No, I don't make money off of TikTok.
Dude, I'm literally looking at you right now. You have accrued a total of $60 just from this live.
Yeah, from the guy that I was just
I don't know, dude. I don't know how it translates into dough and all that. I've never said that. Okay? But if I did figure it all out, I just put it all together. I'd give it to some immigrant or something that I know, migrant, some construction worker that could help his family. So that's what I'd probably do with the money on TikTok. Because I already have a job. I don't like grifting off of people. I think what you guys do is pandering and panhandling. I'm sorry.
Wait, speaking of the grift, Deli, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for Christmas. Thank you.
I don't think that it shows.
Excuse me, Liam. Be quiet.
I don't think that it.
Excuse me.
I don't think that it brings
Liam, stop it now. Liam, know your place. Shannon, thanks for the $1.
Know my place.
Yeah, know your place. I appreciate you so much, Shannon. Thank you for the $1. Brenna, thanks for the $3. I know conservatives in your chat and live always use women and girls insults telling on themselves.
Bring
Roxy, thanks for the $1. Liam, down boy. Liam, stop it.
RC up.
Liam, down. Roxy, thanks for the $1.
Bring RC up.
I appreciate you. Shelly, thanks for the $10. Merry Christmas. Please drop
I've
Liam.
debated
Don't
RC
worry, we're getting
on
there.
Every topic imaginable.
Bring RC up.
Please hold on. This is important. Shelly, $10. Please give to Law. I can't find his Venmo. Law, what's your Venmo so I can send it to you?
I like the 3v1 though. It shows how weak.
Can you shut the fuck up, please? I'm trying to do something more important. What's your Venmo, Law?
Law OT Wild.
Law has been muted since the moment I joined. I've either been fucking with you, and when I actually have something of value to say, Harry doesn't say anything. It's a consistent 1v1.
I am
Dean.
Yeah, like if anything, all that Harry has said is like, Liam is weird, Liam is strange, Liam is odd, do a push-up contest. It's like all Harry said since I joined.
It doesn't really seem like a lot of people think I'm weird. I mean, that 18.4K doesn't look weird.
That's from like one guy. That's from the guy I was just debating before. He just sent you like a bunch of galaxies.
It's from two people. It's from RC and
Bring RC up.
The guy.
1 second. Nora, thanks for the $25 as well. My best friend passed at 22 from the F substance. They gave her something laced with F. F has been around even during Donald Trump's first term. He didn't do anything then and won't do anything now. He's busy blaming Mexico instead of spreading more awareness. Well, first of all, Nora, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. It's terrible. And yeah, I mean, exactly. Well, Trump has this terrific ability of fooling people like Liam into believing that somehow magically he's going to be able to do all of the things he didn't do in his first term, didn't even come close to doing. So I almost said it. So F-drug overdoses went up not almost, every single year of Donald Trump's presidency, and he did nothing to bring them down. F-drug overdoses went down from 2023 to 2024 under Joe Biden. But Liam doesn't know that. Liam doesn't care. Liam doesn't care why it is the way that it is and why it's going down right now and why drug overdoses across the board are going down right now. All he cares is loyal to Donald Trump. So,
Catherine, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Catherine.
You like to
I actually really appreciate that. Thank you,
like to speak for people on your live here? Is that how it works?
I like summarizing annoying people so we don't have to hear you speak. Yeah.
You know, I haven't said anything that negative to you or Dean. Right?
Liam, I'm not even trying to be negative. I'm just
Shut
being.
the fuck up, Liam. You're weird.
Liam, I'm not.
I love it. I love it.
I'm being
Keep doing it.
sincere.
Keep doing it, bro. It's
What
not
is
a
like?
good
What
look
is
for
like
you.
the whole like victim complex of people on the right? Like honestly, this is why I
Bring
think,
up RC, guys. Come on.
Don't interrupt me. Well, don't interrupt me while the big man's talking.
Be quiet.
This is why I like truly believe that like MAGA Republicans have been more miserable after winning the election.
Yeah.
It's because like the entirety of the MAGA movement is predicated on like this victim mentality where they're the underdogs that are being like systemically oppressed by the system dominated by like the radical leftists. And like post-election, right, now that you're guys on top, right, you can't uphold that victim mentality any longer, right? So you're more miserable than you ever have been before. And I think that you're actually displaying those qualities on live right now because of instead of having a substantive conversation with me, with Harry, by engaging with their points, you'd instead like complain and moan about how mean we're being to you. Like, how about you
Really
toughen up?
cool. It's really
Stop
cool
being a
how you
snowflake.
guys just talk over me and talk about me as I'm sitting right here. It's really genuine.
He's
You're
talking
doing it
directly
again.
at you.
He's doing the
talking-
whole like victim thing again.
No, I'm
Right
just
now.
listening. I'm being quiet. I'm being quiet over here and letting you guys just have your fun, you
Good
know?
boy.
Good boy.
Bring up-
Good boy.
Bring up RC unless you guys are afraid.
I've debated RC on every conceivable topic known to mankind because he's.
Why?
been
I think it would be a great conversation. We could we could go back and forth and we could talk. Are you guys scared or what? Do you want to get weak people to come up here that are weird to get your gifting goals or something or what?
Are you calling yourself weak?
You're scared. I know you're scared, okay?
What? Wait, are you like informed on the lore? Name one thing I haven't debated RC on already.
Bring them up, bro.
I answer my question, bro.
If you're afraid, it's
Answer
fine.
my
Just
question.
tell the chat. Tell
Liam,
the chat.
answer my question. One
Tell
thing
the
I
chat
haven't
you're
debated.
afraid.
Psychology. Ooh, you guys are afraid.
You know what? I think a woman's right to choose. I think bodily autonomy.
No, I've actually debated RC on abortion like 4 or 5 times.
I want to hear it. Bring it up.
Dude, I mean, if RC is like in a good mood tonight, he will literally say in the chat, "Yeah, I've debated Dean on abortion like 5 times."
Hey, bring